Men Supporting Men, the podcast where we talk about things in society that affect us as men. Man up, how about man enough?
Maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm blind, thinking I can see through this and see what's behind. Got no way to prove it, so maybe I'm lying. But I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put your blame on me. Don't put your blame on me. Take a look in the mirror. What do you see? Do you see it clearer, or are you deceived in what you believe?
And now for your host,
after all,
Nordic Dick, the Fat Mantis, and Derrick HD.
Don't put your blame on me. I'm only human, I do what I can. I'm just a man, I do what I can. Don't put the blame on me. Don't put your blame on me.
What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Men Supporting Men, our second episode of the year. I'm joined by Derrick HD and the Fat Mantis. What is up?
How's it going, my brother?
What's up, guys? How's it going? We are back, everybody.
We are back, and I'm so proud of us. We're really getting into the swing of things, and I hope we're able to maintain this energy and this enthusiasm throughout our year.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's been a great year so far. We got the channels finally set up, as we've been saying it for probably about a year now. Like, we're gonna get the channel set up. Yeah, we're
finally a channel set up, and we can do as we say. We got a basically our clubhouse, right?
Yeah, that's right. This is our house.
We built our fort. Yeah.
If it's something you're not interested in, or you don't agree with the points, I highly encourage you to either collectively and respectfully voice your opinion, be willing to have your mind changed or change our minds. And if not, man, there's the door. No hard feelings. That's pretty much how I feel about it. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like we always have to state this blanket statement, but I mean, it's the truth. Like, the fact that you have to state, look, if it's not for you, like, just go somewhere else. Like, it should be just common sense. Like, I don't like this, just leave. You do it for everything else, keep swiping.
Yeah, and it's actually funny because I wanted to start the episode off about one of my complaints, but it has to do with all of this, what you're saying, what my complaint is, and all these things. It all has to do with kid gloves.
Wait, what? What does that even mean?
Like kids gloves. I think that there back in the day, I get the feeling that there was less of, look, man, if this isn't for you, you can step down, or like people saying, it's just my opinion. Please don't flip out. You know that, and you have to give this kind of disclaimer.
Oh,
and I think that was assumed back in the day, and you didn't have to treat everyone with kitty gloves.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying. It was just speak your mind without any kind of beating around the bush. Like, oh, and in case, trigger warning, that kind of bullshit, right?
And so, if your neighbor had a drastically different political opinion of you, that's just how it was, and he didn't have to have a disclaimer. I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but you know what I mean? You would just go, he's going to say something politically that I don't agree with, and it just is what it is, and I'm going to eye roll him, and we're going to walk away, and everything's going to be cool.
Yeah, or I mean, just be cool and just respect the fact that you like that someone's gonna have a different opinion, and you like, just because you guys don't agree. Like, there's multiple times where I don't agree with Mantis, or I don't agree with Derrick, and like, I don't know, man. We're still homies. Like, just because I don't agree with your point of view, or maybe not completely, or if not, part of the way I agree. Yeah, like, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
some of my best friends are people I do not agree with at all. They're like psychopaths in my opinion, but they're a good time,
Right.
You know why? Like, what is it? A strong positive discourse is so important. I forgot where I got this from, but I'm talking about like a decade ago, where I heard relationships in general, whether they're romantic or familial or just with the homies, the thing that keeps relationships together, it isn't the fucking trust or the fucking any of that shit. It's literally engaging conversation.
Yeah.
I think
Challenging your thoughts. That's what keeps relationships together.
I would agree with that, but I would actually think that a little fighting and a little debate is also pretty. It keeps it going. That's what they say in terms of like a sexual relationship with like a woman. I would say that it is that basically they're saying couples that don't fight that's a problem.
It's funny that honeymoon phase where in the first, however months you're like, oh, we've never had a fight, blah blah blah. It's like, well, you're gonna be in for a fucking rude awakening when you do fight. Sorry, dude. Hate to break it to you, but she's probably gonna be a fucking bitch. You guys fight,
Well,
and you're
also,
probably gonna be a dick.
actually, you
So,
learn a lot,
yeah.
and I think I got that from what is it, The Art of War, where you learn so much about a person the way they fight, and you really don't know them until you've had a fight with them.
Facts.
Do they take it
I got that shit from the
personal?
Matrix, bro.
Do they hit under below the belt? Have they been saving something up in their arsenal to hit you with? Is that the
Yeah, I
type
mean
of
that we
person?
Well,
have.
that's a whole fucking. That's every girlfriend I've ever had. They're just gonna reach back into the fucking junk box of shit they were holding on to bring it up in the least opportune time.
Oh, of course.
Do you remember this? I'm like, no.
They hit you they hit you at your
It's like,
lowest moments.
why bring it up now?
In your lowest moment.
If it bothered you then, why didn't we fucking talk about it? Why bring it up when it's like accumulating to some random shit on a Wednesday?
Because it's her secret weapon. You know what I mean? It's the
It's so
kryptonite.
dumb. Oh no,
Well, I mean,
it's
that's-
fine.
And like
It's
a lot
not
of that
fine.
has a lot of I mean, I've seen guys do it too, and like a lot of that has to do with or at least me personally, in my own personal experience, like even myself, I've done it where like you get emotional, you're in the heat of the moment, and then one person says something that you think is below the belt, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, you want to drag shit up? Okay, fine, bitch, let's go. Like even and it doesn't even have to be with your girlfriend. I've done it with my fucking guy friends. I'm like, well, how about this one time when I was in fucking high school, and it's like 10 years later, or 20 years later, and we're like, I mean, we do it. It's just like there's an
Oh no,
importance.
it's the same thing. Okay, sorry.
It's all good. I was just gonna finish that statement with it. There's an importance aspect out of it, right? Like that you have to at least. I think one of the things that's important about being a man is that you need to, for sure, like keep your emotions in check. You can let it out a little bit. Just don't fucking loosen the grip completely and be like, "Have at it, motherfucker."
Well, so the only thing I would challenge with that is when you're with your homies. I think you can like let loose a little bit, like get a little bit of your emotions out, because that's what happens with my group of like friends, my sandbox buddies, the guys that I grew up with since the fucking sandbox, right? Like my brother included. Like we're all part of this group. Like we'll get into like the dumbest heated debates, and sometimes we have a name for like people who bring up like stuff in the past from way back, right? We call them plumbers because they're always bringing up old shit.
Right, they're ripping it out. They're going down the pipe and they're pulling out the old shit. Right?
You're
I
not
love
fucking
that.
hilarious, dude.
You're
And
not wrong.
it's funny because like we're always like we'll get into something heated and expressing and challenging our perspectives, and maybe during the in the time that we're making our points, there's gonna be like some awkward, oh shit, are we still friends? But in the end, it's like, we talked about it, and we're even better as friends. So
Right.
it's a thing.
And in the
Oh,
chat,
hey Kat, what's up? Welcome in.
Hello, hollaback back girl, and hello, Auntie Kat. Welcome to Men Supporting Men.
Shout outs to everybody in our chat. Thanks for joining.
Absolutely.
And so I have like a complaint, like I had something to bitch about that I wanted to like actually bitch about on the show. Like,
Yo,
go
let's
ahead.
do it.
Because it's been bothering me a lot, and I want to talk about spaces and men and women spaces, right? And so I have certain political opinions, probably having a lot to do with the current Harry Potter situation, because
the game that just came out, fucking Hogwarts Legacy.
Well, everything going on with J.K. Rowling, and some of my opinions are raveled and intertwined with my belief that I believe in safe spaces for women.
Wait, time out. So, for anybody not in the know, including myself, can we get a synopsis on like what that situation is, and then we'll get into your point, Mantis.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
just not caught up on everything. I apologize, guys.
So J.K. Rowling, who is she's a big old lefty. God bless her. She believes in every leftist charity, and she gives to a lot of charities. She's the Harry Potter author. One of the richest humans on earth right now.
Right.
Mhm.
She's killing it left and right. And so this was probably, I think, in 2018, she was asked. She actually wrote an essay about gender, but it had nothing to do with trans. She was saying that her experiences as a woman. And then someone interviewing her about this essay that she put in this magazine, they asked her to say the phrase, "Trans women are women." And she said, "I'm sorry, I can't say that. Trans women are trans women. Women are women."
Uh-huh.
So this set the internet ablaze. This concept.
Well, it set the small population who are offended by that ablaze, because I can
Yes.
guarantee you, as like a cis male, I align with that statement. So, I mean, and the internet, ruled by like the what is it, the keyboard warriors. You're just gonna say whatever the fuck they want on the internet and say, "Oh, this is affecting my life." No, it's not. Let's be honest. It really is.
Yes, and the thing is that the trans activists online, they are so good at mobilization that they make it
Right.
appear like they're an
They got
army
armies.
of 7 billion strong.
It's crazy.
It creates a really good illusion because let's say
Yeah.
you're on Twitter or some other platform, and you say something that or seems slightly transphobic, whatever that means, because that's a really broad statement. They will get you at every corner, and they'll have a different person commenting hateful things to you, almost like they have an army.
Well, so here's one for you
Yeah,
guys.
that's a positive fucking community right there. Yeah, sure, no problem.
Here's one for you. So you've got I saw this thing that after like early release came out for the game, which I got the game. So um I'm not I mean, I don't care what J.K. Rowling can have her own opinion. I'm gonna go ahead and state that out there. She's welcome to have her own opinion. It's I don't know. It was like a loaded question that they were trying to get her to do.
Absolutely.
But this Twitch streamer and her, I guess, boyfriend or husband. Anyway, doesn't matter. The two of them were both streaming the game, having a good time playing the game, and their chat was bombarding them so much that the guy backed out of his stream and just left because he was tired of dealing with the bullshit. And then the um the girl was brought to tears, and it fucking made like not say national news because it wasn't on any news channel, but I mean, like, if you follow, like, Unilad and, like, all those other, like,
Yeah.
news reportings, like, on the social medias, dude, they blasted her for it, and I'm
They
sitting here
blasted her
thinking
for it?
yeah, they were like, she was this and that, and then they had to retract statements, and I was like, "So here's what I see as the outcome." I'm like, "You know how dumb this is?" Like, here's somebody who probably ever since the game was even announced that they were in the process of creating it, super huge fan of the entire book series. Most of us, I mean, by this point has read the books or at least watched the movies, and they're living a fantasy, man. It's a fucking RPG. It's a great game. I mean, I've played a few hours of it. It's a great
Right.
game, and I
Not
don't
real
understand.
life. Yeah.
Right, and it's an escape from something, and they're like, "Oh, we're boycotting it, and if you bought the game, then you're supporting her." And like, she made a statement that, "Yeah, you will be supporting me because it's paying me the royalties, which she earned because she created the entire thing." Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
She's making bank. J.K. Rowling is rolling in even more money. She
Which
is
is,
already super rich.
I mean, it's fine, dude. She grinded her. I'm sure she grinded that whole process to make the thing that we grew up with and loving. And yes, because she has an opinion now, like, if you are offended by that opinion and you don't want to play the game, then don't buy the game and don't play it. But why would you harass somebody else who's having a time of enjoyment?
Right.
Like, that person's happy, get fucked. I mean, like, are we
Mhm.
serious here, man? Like, Derrick, let's go, buddy.
Let's-
Let's go, man. I need you to throw the gloves off, and we need to start throwing hands. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Yeah.
Yo, so it's funny because Kat just mentioned in chat, I honestly don't want to be called childbearing instead of women. I don't care what gender you are or choose to be, but don't change mine. Exactly. Like, you don't
Right.
have to, like, we live in a country where everybody's accepted, but you don't have to force down, for instance, if you're a Christian and you walk into a mosque, like, yeah, you can exercise your own religion, but don't expect to be treated with welcoming arms if you're out there like selling the Bible to like the Muslims. You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
it's inappropriate. First of all,
and they change all these, and I think that's one of the things J.K. Rowling is really pissed at. I think that she doesn't like all these things, like for instance, eliminating the word woman. Like it's almost people are uncomfortable at the existence of women.
yeah.
And
Cat mentioned like she doesn't want to be an object that makes little humans. What like the first thing I think maybe a couple years ago, maybe a year and a half, the first time this came out as that party that believes in that they shouldn't have labels, but they have labels for fucking everything. When they when they took away mother and replace it with like birthing person, because some men can also bear children. Like no, first of all. And then they replaced like something as powerful and emotional as mother with birthing person. Like I just went off the rails. I couldn't do it. I'm like, nope, I don't support this.
I mean, it's gotten out of hand, man. It's 100% gotten out of hand, and I don't know. Like I say it every time, we're gonna lose the next war. Gonna lose it.
Oh yeah, because of all the soft.
No, man. I like we have an arsenal. All I need is a bunker underground, and then I'll be good.
You know, to be honest, the three of us are going to be winning the war for America.
100%. Like I have plenty of money. I can get like 10 years worth of canned goods, like today.
Outland and Hold Up will be there too. But I think we can handle it, whatever they throw at us. But yeah, so they're coming at JK. Now she's got this game out, and they did everything in their power to make sure people were boycotting it because she believes in, what is collectively known as biological truth, right? She believes in, and they did everything in their power to try to boycott it, and it just didn't work. This is like one of the highest selling, highest streamed games ever
right now.
It is. Yeah. It is. It's the most anticipated game of like 2 years. Like they said, it's the most anticipated game for sure of this year. Well, the year just started, but like people were like already way ahead in pre-orders. They were following it. I mean, and then she made the statement, and they only lost like not even 2% of what the people like. The boycott didn't work, so your 7 million army is not gonna cut it. I mean, and it's. I like the comment that Hollaback Girl says. She's like, I don't think they are uncomfortable with the existence of women. I think they're uncomfortable with their own existence, and now they're trying to hijack and take up space in ours. I think that's honestly what it's become, and it's not just that movement; it's all movements. Like people, if we talk about how like something I didn't agree with right off the bat was, Derrick, you mentioned we live in a pretty accepting world. I kind of doubt that now, because if you think about it, like we're supposed to be equality and accepting of one another, but if like you guys remember like when LGBTQ plus started doing their like own little thing, and then the trans people tried to get in on it, and there was like all the rejection out of that. They're like, nope, you don't fit in.
What? And I don't remember this.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, it was during COVID. There was all these people
that were banging hoes.
Jesus Christ!
I was too busy being straight. I was too busy being super straight.
But I mean, like, and
I sound like the worst fucking human. That's okay. I ain't sorry.
That is okay. That is totally okay. You're still loved and accepted
because we're accepting.
Right. And like,
sorry,
that's good. No, you're, and that, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you had people who were like, oh, well, well, if you don't accept us, then we don't accept your, I mean, like, okay, well, if you're wanting acceptance and you're not giving acceptance out, like, I'm sorry, but people are just not going to always agree. It's just
my God,
fucking implausible, dude. Like, and
yeah. So I need to highlight this because on that whole thing about acceptance and why that's so it's so turned around right now. First of all, Beck, sorry, do I have to be politically correct? They do I have to, Beck, do you go by a they? Are you they them, or are you like she her? Anyways, I'm gonna go with her because it says Hollaback Girl, not Hollaback them. All right, so here we go. So Beck goes, I don't think they are uncomfortable with the existence of women. I think they are uncomfortable with their own existence. So now they are trying to hijack and take up space in ours. So the reason why I highlight that comment in chat is because I saw something recently.
She says, I'm a woman, laugh out loud.
Bet. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, holler. So
yes, we use the word woman on this podcast.
Yes, we honor women. Actually, like women, we honor that shit. So, the reason why I bring that up and why it resonates with like Vic's just like Vic's monologue about acceptance. I saw something recently, and maybe because we all share the same fucking For You page, you guys probably seen it too. I saw this quote. It said it was regarding trans women or trans people, and how like you like if for some reason I don't choose to date you, I'm transphobic. And the quote goes, "You want us to accept who you are when you couldn't accept who you were." And I'm like,
Oh,
damn.
didn't even think about it like that.
It's like you're gonna force this shit down my face,
Well, you know,
but you weren't even accepting of yourself, bro.
right, and it goes even more extreme because with this whole thing about dead naming, and Hold Up can attest to this. We were doing our fanboy modeling school
That sounds pretty
podcast.
gay, but I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Modeling school.
Femboy Hooters, what?
And we were talking about Chelsea Manning.
Oh,
Chelsea Manning,
yeah.
and and they were like, and someone was like in chat was like, "Who is Chelsea Manning?" So I brought up their wiki page, and I started talking about his career during the time that he was a male, and I was using his name. And somebody in the chat later on lectured me to give me a huge long essay form, direct message about how I dead named somebody, dead name as in bringing up their name before they transitioned.
What?
And then I'm
That's a
bad.
What?
fucking
What? I'm gonna look this up on fucking
So basically,
Urban
just
Dictionary. Dead
acknowledging that
naming.
somebody had transitioned and acknowledging their old life is heinous in that subculture. They think it's horrible.
If you cannot accept your past and who you were, then you will never grow and move forward with life.
Right. And so as a religious person, and I'm not just saying I'm Christian, because I believe that Buddhists and all sorts of groups believe in this too. Pursuit of truth. I think that most religions will talk about the pursuit of truth. I doubt there's many religions that are say, let's focus on the lie of life. Right. And so I would say, if you're looking for enlightenment, you probably want to seek out the truth in all things. Right.
Sure.
And,
Sometimes that truth is within the history and I mean, that's why they teach it in schools. Like, this whole thing has gotten out of hand. I'm going to enjoy the game because I'm a fan and I'm going to play it.
Right. It's like the work she's done shouldn't reflect like personal, like real life views on anything. It's like, did you enjoy the world she literally created out of nowhere? That's critically acclaimed throughout the world. Like, do you like it or not? Because the work itself should be something to be entertained and enjoyed. And now, like the game that they've been waiting for, where you can actually fly around in your fucking Nimbus 3000. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can do that now.
Nimbus 5000. I love that. I actually
fucking enjoy it already.
I read a review from like a very leftist, extreme leftist. And they started criticizing other reviewers who gave it good marks. And they said, yeah, if you want to get a review from somebody who the only thing they care about is whether the game is fun to play or not. And I'm like, that is the point of a review. That is the only thing I want a reviewer to bring up.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't need to know about if we want to get into really details. Okay, then let's just get pissed at George Lucas for selling out to Disney. I mean, if we can go down this rabbit hole for days and still come around, and they're still the highest grossing. Like, I'm sorry, it's not. You're not going to change things that people. If people can find a way to escape the moments of their own reality through
especially
books,
escape
through
all the
games.
BS that you're putting me through, like son of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will play the shit out of this.
Do not fucking ruin it for me. We got the chat highlighted. For instance, my friend was assaulted and can't have children, so being called childbearing would hurt her. I mean, yeah, there you go. I mean, we just.
And then she also says to ignore a part of you to that degree is unhealthy. I would also agree. Here's what it is. It's ultimately not my job to tell other people how to live life. Life is hard, and whatever it takes to get through life. And so I'm saying, if you're a booze hound, or you're doing drugs, or you're a sex addict, or you're trans, or you're whatever vice is you're into, whatever's gravy for you. I'm not
like, we forgave fucking Tiger for being a sex addict.
Yeah, like, do you, bro? But don't tell me how to perceive the universe. Don't gaslight me about what is reality.
Jordan Peterson put it best. Like, We'll get to your point, Vic, in just 1 second. Just hold that thought. I just want to say this out there. Jordan Peterson was roasted on his own campus that he teaches at because he refused to say they them when he was referring to like clearly, the he she's or the him hises. And because he didn't abide by what they were forcing him to use, like he went off on this monologue on you are forcing me to literally ignore language and linguistics and what actually means. Like, you're not going to force me to do that.
Right.
And you can't make up stuff.
For someone who even like cares about grammar, that's hard for them to say they them, since it doesn't make any grammatical sense.
That's plural versus you're talking to like a singular person. I get what he's saying. Yeah.
It gets extremes, and so a cat says, that's if that's your thing, just that's cool, but don't involve me.
Right.
Yeah.
I think,
but then they want to be referred, like you guys see it in work signatures, like in their email, like when they pronounce or announce, or what is it? What do you call their things? Their pronouns, right?
Oh, pronouns in their email.
Pronouns, colon, whatever. I'm like, I'll just call you by your name.
Yeah, I mean that's honestly like
my pronouns are his and his highness. You know what I'm saying? You have to refer to me as his highness.
A lot of people don't believe in separating the art from the artist. Yes. What up, Rogue Radio? Welcome to the stream.
One of the things that also, like, we're talking about, people that were like Jordan Peterson making that statement. I heard a similar statement, I guess I should say, about people who think they know it all. I mean, from Ben Shapiro, and a lot of you can say, which I mean, this holds some truth. And he's like, there's people who are 60 years old and 65 years old who don't have their life together, and they're going around telling people how, like, oh, you need to get married, you need to have this and that, you need to do this by this age. And like, bro, you don't live my life. Like, let's get back to that point. If you have your life 100% together, you're probably too busy to worry about anybody else's, because life has got so much life has just got so much to it, like, why are you wasting your time on other people's thoughts and like other people's lives when you've got yours to live? I mean, I just don't fucking get it, dude. Like like Kat said, man, if it's your thing, that's cool, just don't involve me in it. Like, that's mind your own business when it comes down to it. Like, okay, if you're upset, state your opinion, hear people out, and if you're going to be like combative, just then why state your opinion in the first place? Like, if you're going to be just straight combative and say that, nope, this is how it is and this is how it's going to be, and like, I'm sorry, I don't agree with that. Like, you gotta, if you're going to be willing to get into an argument, you have to be willing to see the other side completely. And if you're going to say, oh, well, I do, but they're wrong, then you really don't.
100%.
Like, you don't know, you don't have your life all put together. I don't know. It's just, that's kind of where I stand by it. And people, I mean, I've been telling people at work, and they're like, oh yeah, are you afraid of all the backlash? And I'm like, bro, I'm just playing a video game. That's
right.
Legit all I'm doing.
And like, why can't we just play a video game in peace? And so I think it's funny that like people don't boycott, say, Call of Duty, something that encourages kids to be soldiers and go around killing, or Grand Theft Auto, something that encourages people to be criminals and go around killing. But a game that's about like children at a school who learn wizards and they fly around on broomsticks.
Fucking broomsticks.
This is
man.
something that they think is evil. Somebody,
like, come on, dude.
You're a lizard, Larry. I mean,
you're a lizard.
Yo, Shaolin says I had the game straight up spoiled in a random social media thread. Some hater posted a meme with the trans flag and 2 major spoilers on the game on it. Good thing I'm not an HP fan, because that was messed up.
Yeah. Damn, dude. Damn.
Yeah, I had to stay away from social media for a while, because I was like, man, I want to experience the game for myself and do my own things. And like, I don't know, man. It's comical, bro. Like this, it's the way that the world is going. I'm like, we can even bring up the Chinese balloon incident, right? Like
Let's
it
do
took 3 to 4 days for them to figure. Like the president was like, "Shoot that bitch down," and then the Department of Defense was like, "Well, hang on," or not. I'm sorry, Congress is like, "Well, hang on a second. Let's really think about this." And I'm thinking, this doesn't look good for us for our response time. Like we are lacking on decision making. We're so divided. I mean, the rest of the world sees it, and we're supposed to be leading. Come on now.
And the
What
I
sad
is
don't
it?
understand. Okay, first of all, can somebody enlighten me on like this whole Chinese balloon thing? Because what is the balloon doing that like we don't already allow the Chinese to do? We all
So
downloaded TikTok. They have our
right.
information.
You're right. They
Google
have all our,
sold our 250,000 data points to China so that we can get targeted fucking ads, and they're already hacking all our shit. There is nothing China doesn't know about us. So what is
okay,
this
so
weather balloon actually doing?
here's what it is. I don't think nuclear weapons use TikTok. And so, because it went over Montana and a lot of these like barren states, people are speculating they were trying to guesstimate where our hidden nuclear arsenal is.
They can do it on fucking Google Maps.
Oh, are they?
There you go. So like so if
Just zoom
you
in on Google Maps and fucking
I
satellite
watched
mode, you will see fucking everything.
I watched this interview. If I could remember where I saw it from, I'd be able to quote it. But there was this interview where an ex-CIA operative, and you got to understand, if you don't know this, this is some good information for you. We hold the largest spy intelligence agency in the world
I believe
by
it.
far.
I dig it. I'm into it.
Really?
So
What about
by
MI6, bro?
by
MI6 does nothing, but
by
the
Really?
far,
movies, James Bond.
yeah,
Fucking James Bond, bro.
by far, we hold it. So, and he was like, honestly, he was like, let them fucking send a balloon. They're not going to see much. Besides, most of the time, is like, I guess, so the premise that they figured out was that they were trying to get communications to be able to pinpoint, and they didn't really get a whole lot. So the hysteria is not warranted, first off. And secondly, like, the reason for that is they keep most communications down, like unless it's absolutely must have, like if the silo is melting itself, like going into catastrophic failure. That's the only time that there's any communications within, like everything's hardwired in those buildings.
Right.
They're pretty good about it. He was like, why send a balloon over when you can just pull up Google? And his words exactly were, pull up Google Maps and just scan the country yourself. Like that's honestly one of the best ways to do it if you were going to do it anyway. All right, Kat, thanks for coming by.
Thank you for
But I
stopping.
mean,
I want to give a shout out to Jack in the Boxing, who says, "What if the weather balloon is actually just getting the weather? Someone's doing a school project on the weather of the world."
well,
I
so
mean,
here was the funny thing, right? So they noticed it was China's, and they shot it down. Well, China sent some information to the United States saying that they were disappointed and upset by the threat. And I kind of had to think about this, and I was like, oh, that's right. We recently made very good negotiations during our last presidency with Donald Trump that because I'm sure remember a lot of you remember people were upset that he was um, shaking hands with Putin at one point and shaking hands with the guy from China and stuff, and like that's all fine and dandy, but that's why they're upset. And we had initially gave them, so in my my mind, I'm thinking, well, they probably thought, well, it's cool if we send this over and shouldn't be an issue. And then we shot it down, and they're like, oh well, fuck, I guess we don't have that relation after all, like after the administration changed. Well, okay, that's fine, but the response time showed weakness.
Yeah.
The country's going into hysteria over a fucking balloon that barely made it into the
nothing.
U.S.
You know what shows weakness? Biden up there slurring his fucking like his entire monologue during State of the Union. I'm like, what are you saying, my dude? We are the laughing stock of the fucking
This.
That's a whole
planet.
other problem.
I gotta say that, like, and the craziest thing, and this is what's messed up about our country right now, is that I think back in the day, I have a feeling that back in the day, and I'm not talking about the 60s or super long ago. I honestly think a decade or more ago, any president would shoot that thing down immediately.
Well,
However,
that was the thing, and so
I bet you there was a whole panel about the political, how does this look? How does this feel? How can I use this? Is probably what these conversations were about.
well, that's exactly what happened. As soon as it was spotted, like within 100 miles of the U.S. shores, Biden was like, "Shoot it down." I mean, there was
It
no
doesn't make any
question.
sense though.
And then Congress stepped in and said, "Well, hang on a second. and it took
What if there were people there?
it took 3 to 4 days for them to respond. Like, bro, that's the and like even the same even that CIA operative, that ex-CIA operative said, you know, he was like, that is the more concerning problem that we should be
Like we didn't see it for
And
like
and
until it
that's
was
why I'm
already 100 miles offshore.
that's
Right.
why I'm not pro-authoritarian or like a dictator, but I am pro a strong man in office. Someone who's just like,
Well, yeah.
do it.
We
They
need it.
choose the
I
direction
mean,
and they go there.
yeah.
I understand a lot of people don't like Kennedy, but I mean that motherfucker changed a lot of shit, put men on the moon if you believe it, and like all sorts of other shit, and he just did it. That was it. Like,
Well, you know me and the moon, so I don't
I
believe
know.
he did it. But
Well, Martin.
I believe he
Okay,
tried
so
it. I believe he
the
tried
president I wish we had was Martin Sheen in West Wing.
it. That's the
Jesus.
one everyone wants. The TV.
That's what we
president,
want. That's
right?
what it should have been. Only Hollywood can write the perfect president. Well,
Oh,
not the perfect president. He had his shit, but like I just think he had the charisma of any fucking like leftist, like any leftist would love, but also like the balls that any righty would love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like he
balls
was
that leftists tend to not
I
have.
mean, even look at Roosevelt when he decided to send over the nuke to Japan. Like he was like he made the decision. He said, "I know there's gonna be lots of casualties and lives will be lost, but this war needs to end," and just stood up and pushed the button
Right.
boom.
or made the
done.
call. You know, like. Go ahead.
Sheldon Ice Boxer says because Congress is full of Russian and Chinese assets.
Oh man, we're
Amen
diving.
to that. I'm starring that.
Yeah, we're diving down in the political game in political standpoint. Anyway, but yeah, I mean that's the world is what it is now, and like people need to respect each other's space, and we need to be more decisive in our actions, especially if you're in a like spot of authority.
A follow up though. You heard what happened. This was just within the last couple hours.
Just now?
Yeah, so basically people started reporting that a UFO was shot down in Alaska. Obviously it's not a UFO, but something came into our space.
From outer space?
No, just in our airspace.
Oh.
It was just an unknown something, and America immediately shot it down. So at least we learned our lesson. But we shouldn't have had to go through this the first time.
Right. We can talk about that in a sense, like if you're swimming and you're swimming in a pond and you're like, oh, we know there's alligators there, but we're not going to do anything until someone gets bit. And then all of a sudden you got a kid who goes swimming one day and that kid gets bit. And then they're like, okay, now
we didn't post a sign, beware, alligators. Like there's some kind of obligation. If you knew about it, somebody should have posted a sign.
Put a fucking guardrail up and say, don't swim in here. You're not swimming here. That's just how that works. And then if you decide to, it's on your own. That's your own.
Amputation
stupidity.
may occur. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, in like, I just went through orientation and they were like, you know, they made a statement like, oh, you know, if you see something, fix it. And like, it's just at a basic level. But I mean,
not unless you're paying me.
Yeah, right. It's just dumb. Like they're talking about like, you know, warning labels. Like if you get a bottle that doesn't have the contaminants on it, or if you fill a bottle up that has, make sure you put the warning label. And my first comment was, fuck, we need to start taking warning labels off of things.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? I constantly at work find clean, like, you know, a bottle of green, but there's no label on it. And nobody bothered to use the right bottle when they filled it up.
I mean, just like if even then, just put a Sharpie on it saying cleaning solution or whatever. And if you, I mean, if someone's like, this is green, it looks like Mountain Dew, and I'm gonna fucking drink it, like, go ahead, please, by all means, go ahead. We'll go ahead and put a position.
It could be sulfuric acid for all we know.
Yeah,
you know, it's funny. You can actually clean with most like diet drinks, but you can't drink most cleaning things, cleaning agents.
Wait, did you say you can clean with diet drinks?
Wait, you don't know the whole, like, if you have
you take anything rusted and stick it in diet soda, it'll fucking bring it back to life.
If you got, okay, I'm just gonna do something practical, manly. Like I have chrome tips on my quad exhaust on my fucking V8 gas guzzler. Fucking it's the what's her face, Greta Thunberg fucking hater machine.
It's Andrew Tate and his Bugattis. His many
Bugattis, yeah. So, we gotta talk about Tate later, but
we're definitely talking about Tate tonight.
And so, at some point, some of the like rusty points on the tips are getting they're accumulating. And so what you can do is just take a steel wool pad that won't scratch up the chrome, but steel wool pad, just dip it in some fucking Diet Coke,
Yep.
and then it
Washes
fishes
your
everything out.
worries away. Yeah.
Yep,
It's
and you're back to shiny chrome tips.
Yep.
It's
There's
great.
a lot of shit that does that.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew will pretty much eat through metal if you let it sit long enough.
And also your organs.
Oh, right.
Facts.
Those things
That was
have
the
been
next
cleaning
thing.
out my organs for a long time.
100%.
But what's crazy? We are men supporting men, and we have, because we were not on air at the time, we have not talked about the late great Andrew Tate, and that's crazy.
So I hate
where
that.
to
So
begin with that.
I went to work. I went to the office, and somebody just started writing on Tate like, yeah, we all knew he was blah blah blah. Like you are like, this dude is obviously like super strong lefty, and he's one of my former coworkers. We used to be on the same team, and he's still a cool guy. It's just I don't believe, and I get this from both sides, righties and extreme lefties, that everybody on the extreme sides, they're just so quick to crucify. Like, what evidence do you have? The police don't even have evidence. The reason why they arrested Tate is because they had, I don't know, they had suspicion, and they found the pizza box that's local to Romania, and so they went over there, called the Romanian pizza place, and they fucking went to the house. Like, just a couple days ago, the first time you heard him say anything since the arrest, well, it's been 3 weeks now or something like that. Like, they've been questioning him, holding him up for 3 weeks, and his brother, and they still don't have anything. They don't have anything concrete. There's nothing to charge him on except for suspicion. And it's
Yes.
like, why is everybody so quick to just burn him at the stake? For anybody, it doesn't have to be Andrew Tate. It could be literally anybody.
If I get into this, I'm going to burn many bridges. People are going to be pissed, because I'm going to say like a quote that I saw the other day, and this is one of those anecdotal quotes that you see on a mug or a T-shirt that I'm not even sure is accredited to any particular person. But they say the right is about authority, the left is about control.
They're both about control.
Some people don't like this concept, and others, I feel I vibe with this concept very much, as I am a moderate, and I consider myself on either side. But I will say, you asked why does the left feel like they want to just condemn so quickly? And so I personally feel that when the left likes being told like how to react to something, and they look to their leaders to it. And so the leader goes, look at this guy, he hurts women, and they're like, yes, he hurts women.
They're just looking for the next battle.
Yeah, and it's what they do.
And crazy, man.
That's perfectly what it is. And I'm not even trying to say that he's innocent. I'm not trying to be this dude right now. I'm just saying that they better have evidence. I know it's Romania. I know it's really insulting, the idea that that's suggesting that an Eastern European country doesn't really have law and order. However, he suggested it in the first place, and he said, "This is Romania. All you have to do is give the cops a bag of cash, and you will walk away from any crime."
Number one prostitute in Kazakhstan.
I mean, that sounds like Miami, Florida. To be honest, bro. Like, they'll be like, pull you over, like, we caught you doing 115 on 95. Now, if you got $500 in cash on you, we'll make this go away. If you don't, I'm gonna have to write you a ticket. Like, I don't know. I understand. Actually, I don't. I just don't understand the hate behind Tate.
So I have one.
Because he's a misogynist.
We're gonna get very men supporting men right now, or should I say, men being real with other men.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's what we're all about. My own personal analysis of the world, and I'm looking at the men that people hate the most, right? And so, who are these guys? It's Donald Trump. It's Andrew Tate. It's Jordan Peterson. It's Joe Rogan.
Ben Shapiro.
Right. And so my theory is, and once again, I'm sure I'm going to get castrated for this one. I believe that these
kid gloves, Mantis. Fuck that. No disclaimers. None of that shit.
Thank you for encouraging me, man. I'm coming out swinging.
I'm here for you, my dude.
I believe that their sin, their crime, is speaking without the permission of women. What did I just say? I know it sounds insane, but check this out. I think that most men in the world either have girlfriends or moms or wives, and these politicians and these people will literally, while they're speaking, hold their tongue because they're in mixed company. The public space is mixed company, right? The concept is we can't curse and be vile or be real because the weaker I'm saying quote unquote weaker sex is present, right? These men speak without that restriction,
Filter.
and I believe that it incites women. Like women get really angry that these men are not speaking like betas.
When Jordan
It's
Peterson
offensive.
talks about like you need to be the monster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need to be the
you need
monster,
to be
and that
you need to
offends everyone.
become the monster to fend off the monsters that the weaker anything, whether you're a weaker man or the opposite sex, you need to be able to fend that off because that is your fucking job. Like you need to be the monster. And like the women don't like that.
Yeah.
Oh, the monsters are the rapists. They're gonna get us. Like, no, bitch. The monsters, the ones that love you, will protect you from said rapists. When you're walking at night, who's gonna stand in front of you? Not another woman. I can guarantee you that shit.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. Yeah, it is the thing. Who gets scared of that comment? I think a lot of men understand this when they hear, "Oh, become the monster." I understand it, but to
No, yeah.
someone else,
If
not
you're
a
not in the gym, you're not a fucking monster.
man.
You're not an F-150 stopping monster. You know what I'm saying?
Like
All I'm
some
saying
people,
is, way men, and welcome to the Iron
Way
Cathedral.
man.
yeah, Hollaback,
Way man.
Hollaback girl, is not sure how she feels about my theory. Okay, so break that down for me, Mantis. So basically, here's the concept. If you look at Joe Biden, if you look at guys, can you name men that like usually people love, like Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel
Oh,
or
Trevor. He
Trevor
got
Noah?
fired.
And
Trevor Noah. Yeah.
they speak as if they are in mixed company when they speak publicly. They hold their tongue. They'll make jokes about, for instance, Trevor Noah will make fun of white people before he ever makes fun of a woman, before he ever says something ludicrous. And what I think it is that these men, like Donald Trump, speaks well from the heart. It's just so real.
Well, probably from his balls, but
Yeah,
The
like
bark. So
he's
the thing
taking from
he
some.
brings into like the political, like public limelight, the shit that guys talk about at the bar. Like
yeah.
like guys that ever
Yes.
listen to him speak, they're like, I can't believe that motherfucker said that on Twitter or in a rally, and
Yeah.
everybody's so offended. How could you say that? It's like if you guys really knew the bros at the bar, this would not be new to you.
Oh my God, yo, you know what? You
Well,
have
at some point they did, and then they realized they weren't getting anywhere. So then
Yeah,
we,
Yeah,
they speak
we
like it's locker room, and that's what Andrew
yeah.
Tate does. That's what Trump does. That's what Jordan Peterson does.
it's not
That's
even
what Jacko does.
I wouldn't even say that's locker room talk. It's literally a strong personality who's trying. Like, if we want to talk about Jocko and Joe, and these people are successful, they've achieved things, and they've gone after their goals, and they've, no matter what adversity they faced, like Jocko, like this is a statement out of Jocko, and you guys have heard it from previous episodes. Like he'll be like, "Oh, we lost the mission. Good. It's a lesson to be learned." Like he's that the reason why a lot of people don't like these guys. Oh, well, it's just too masculine. No, what it is like so many people are willing to be like, oh, bow down, and okay, well, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or this and that. Like, I'm sorry, but sometimes you're going to. How bad do you want your goals to achieve it? And that's what these men have done. They've achieved and moved forward through adversity, through rejection, through whatever it is, and they continue to keep fighting. I mean, a lot of us get up in the mornings and fight a war within our own heads almost every day to be like, fuck, do I really want to go to work?
Get your
I mean,
ass up. Yep. Mm-hmm.
like it's time to get up and start grinding. Like if you want the money, I mean, we talked about it. We've talked about it previously. We've had friends who hold jobs that are fucking worthless, like, and they're throwing dreams away because they're like, well, it's just not what I'm like aspirating to be, or, well, it's a step into what I feel like is a step in the wrong direction. And then you critique them and then they get their feelings hurt. It's like, bro, I'm being a bro for you. Like I'm giving you that tough love, but like sometimes you got to bite down and take the fucking ass beating that's coming your way and push through it, learn the lesson and move forward. So
Right.
You know, if life doesn't play out, good. Learn the lesson and keep pushing forward. And it doesn't matter if it's men or women or whoever you identify as at this point. Like, everybody's so willing to be like, oh, I'm going to jump and, new year, new me and this and that. And they keep the same fucking dumb habits that they've been doing for years. And I get it's hard to break a habit, but you got to decide when enough is enough. And I think that's what the real
You gotta draw
problem
the
is
fucking
that,
line somewhere, man.
right. You have these men who are, and like, I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm gonna hop off my fucking soapbox here in a second. But like, I agree with you, man. It's not the people who who are like, well, we're gonna make sure that we accommodate everybody, and it's impossible. It's like telling a kid, don't worry, everyone's gonna be your friend. That's the worst of a lie than telling them the fucking Santa Claus isn't real. You know what I mean? Like, it's if you are striving for something that's important to you, and if it really is important to you, whether it's an opposing argument, whether it's an activistic movement that you're not going to get through, it doesn't matter what it is. You have to have that drive to keep pushing straight through it. And sometimes the delivery may come across as wrong, but whatever, you learn the lesson and keep pushing forward. I mean, fuck, dude, like, you've got what's the guy that was I can't think of his name. I just read his book too not too long ago. David Goggins. That motherfucker was
he did every branch of the military.
He did every branch, not just every branch. He did every special forces
branch. Yeah. That's right.
He's one of the only people on the planet to ever go through Hell Week twice, because he failed it the first time and they rejected him, and he pushed his way back in, got it, became a Ranger, became
Delta
Force with the Army. I mean, bro, he's got these titles, and he's an ultimate marathon runner now. He used to be like 300 something pounds working at a fucking Denny's, and turned his entire life around because he wanted that shit. He burned all his boats,
and now he's legit Iron Man.
I mean, dude,
he's legit Iron Man.
And people are like, "Oh, that's toxic masculinity," and I'm like, "It's not.
It's literally the man that's gonna save you from like death." Like, we live in this this walled garden society because of all the sacrifices that went through defending like this land.
Yeah, and he spits on. That's the thing. Society, our current American Western society, spits on a man like him, and they don't.
They don't understand. Like they're growing up in this like privileged state. Like, I can walk around, I could badmouth the government. You know what happens when you do that in Eastern countries? If you say anything about leadership,
look at Iran right now. Look at all.
You are fucking dead. You are dead. You have that liberty to say, I hate the land I live in without any repercussions, man.
And I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
I'm just gonna finish my statement with, you've got people who are willing to try to accommodate the world, and they end up never achieving what they really wanted to be. And that's the problem I have. Like, you've got people who want help, but will get like, well, it never worked for me, so you shouldn't do it. Like, again, respect another person's space. Like, I think that's what this whole episode is going to be about this time around, is that no one respects each other's space. Like, to me, my friend circle went down to like just a handful of people, like you guys, and like maybe 3 people in life, and that's about it. Because no matter what hardship I go through, you guys are still there, and you're like, all right, you're going through some tough times or whatever. Even if I make poor decisions, make wrong decisions, you're like, well, I get the tough love from you guys, or you guys might hype me up and be like, don't worry, you're gonna get back on your feet. I've seen so many people who'd be like, yeah, man, I told you so. And that, we talked about it in previous episodes on different platforms as the black cloud gang. Like, I had to start realizing, fuck this. Like, if you're not in my corner, then you're in front of me and you're an enemy at this point. Like, I'm sorry, that's just how it's going to be. I saw a TikTok the other day that said, I no longer have expectations. I demand their requirements. And that's exactly how it should be. No longer expectations, it's requirements.
Interesting.
If you don't match those requirements, I'm sorry. I'm going to hit what I want in my life. This is my life, not yours, not anybody else's. I don't care. Like, I have my own beliefs. I'll get there on my own time and at my own pace. But if you don't stand behind me, then fuck it.
Yeah, speak like a man who's not in mixed company. Get off my dick and get on my level. Boom.
There you go. No, I'm just trying to wrap my head around that. It's no, because are you saying if I rephrase that, Vic, I don't have time for people that are just like laissez-faire or passive. Like I am only taking with me the people that I share the same energy with, that have this that strive to hit the same goals that I can network with. But if you're just like a bystander and are just like an energy suck, I don't want anything to do with you. Is that
Yeah, that's essentially what it is, man.
okay? I just
like I
no,
don't
because
want
there are some people like my mom. She's like, we have differing opinions of everything. I'm not gonna diss my mom because she doesn't believe in the internet. You know what I'm saying?
I've always said that.
right, but I mean, she's always
we'll always have a difference between the next generation, so that's a little different. You know what I'm saying?
It is kind
They
of,
won't
she didn't
understand
understand.
us,
Yeah.
and we'll never understand them.
Right.
You know.
No, well, okay, so all right, I didn't know how to explain to my mom. She goes, so I turned 39 in January, and my mom was like, do you have a girlfriend? I know she was gonna get it. She's like, she wants a grandchild so bad, right? She wants to be that grandma that comes over for the fucking babysitting or gets the kids when I want to go out, that kind of shit, right? She wants that whole like grandma life, and she's worried that she's never gonna be one because
grandma life.
Because I can't tell her that hoes ain't loyal. Like she's not gonna understand that.
You just look at her.
Like
These hoes ain't loyal.
I try to tell her in so many words, like the Western woman is just it doesn't fit with traditional beliefs.
Wait, she doesn't understand that all Americans.
It's funny because
man,
like
most people don't.
My mom is hella traditional. She grew up in a traditional upbringing. But if I'm telling her this in 2023, like, mom, the reason why it's hard for me to find a girl is because all the girls are fucking dancing on TikTok. She doesn't know what that means.
Wait, no, right. Hold on. But I'm sure she probably has a bias about American women. She must.
Well,
my mother has a huge bias against these women. And
no,
forever.
She probably does. She probably does. We didn't get into like her thoughts on what a woman should be. She was more worried about like when we were talking about this, I was like, Mom, it's hard for me to find anyone with traditional values, because if I am to be the traditional role as a man, women today they're more combative. And I told her, like, my last few relationships, I broke up with them because of disagreements on just basic things. Today's the girls I dated today, they don't believe in roles, and they only believe in, like, let's just be a partnership. Like there's no equality in a relationship. There is a feminine masculine dynamic that must work, because that's how it works. And if you go against that, I believe that's the source of all the fucking issues. It's like when you want to get rid of the formula that's kept the human species like alive and evolving for generations, and now you want to go against that because of something you read on fucking Twitter. All of a sudden,
you don't want
that
someone to play a Harry Potter game. Yeah,
exactly. And so I don't know how to wrap that up into like one deliverable thing to my mom. Like, Mom, like I really want to tell her, like, Mom, I need. It's funny. I didn't tell her this, but when I was young, she was like, "Oh, you should go to the Philippines and marry a nice Filipino girl." I was like, "Hell no! I don't want somebody from here."
This is what
like she's right now. Like all of the not developing countries, but like all the non-Western affluent countries, they have the traditional values still. I could probably find a good woman, not in the U.S.
What's funny is my mother has always done the same thing. And this is why I think your mom has the same bias as my mom does. My mom has always been, she's like, these American girls, they don't want to get married. You should go to Europe and find a nice traditional girl. And my mom thinks in Europe, I'll find
not fucking London. Not UK, because this is the same Western shit. Like Eastern European, like fucking like Poland and where Tate's at, fucking Romania. Oh my god. So I gotta say something real quick, man. Is I went to Denny's today. I'm pretty sure this chick was Romanian because she was like the nicest person. I did like a Grubhub like pickup order. I went there. There was only one order at the counter at the pickup, and I was like, "Hi, I'm here for a pickup." She goes, "Oh, are you Derrick?" I'm like, "Yes." And she goes, here's your." She handed me my order. And I was, because it's the pickup rack. You just go over there and pick it up. But she goes, I had like, a drink tray and like the bag and stuff. So he goes, let me open the door for you. I was like, oh my God, will you marry me? Like, what the fuck? Like, what woman opens a door for a guy? And granted, yeah, I was full handed, but like typically you'd expect a guy to just deal with it. Yeah, you can open the door yourself. I don't care how many hands are full. Like, you can do it yourself. She was just like, allow me to do this for you. She didn't have to, but I was like,
Are you sure it was a woman? You sure she wasn't trans?
Oh, no, come on now.
no, I mean, I was checking the plumbing and it looked pretty
You checked the plumbing.
it looked pretty
Jeez.
authentic to me. So
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's yeah, it's an interesting world we live in. Like, I'm lucky to have the woman I have. She's like, my preference is to be traditional as well, and she also feels the same way. Like, um, now I definitely think my girl's a strong woman. I think she can handle a lot of things on her own, but there's some things that she does let me handle, and we've talked about it multiple times, like where we come with preference, and like it never fails. It's kind of nice now that we have like a new chat kind of rolling by, um, which
new
we don't
chat.
have like. Well, I'm just saying, like, we don't have the original, like the people we carried over from Spoon who were like, well, that's like how I guess what I'm trying to say is the people who consistently would be like, well, that's just not how it is today. And it's like, well, there's still people who believe in tradition. It's just a preference. Like, why are you hating me for my preference just because I want to remember what we had that
Right.
at
And
one episode that was like just all of that for the entire time. And I mean,
I would say remember, and I think we all know the thing. Spoon's demographic were the inside kids, right? So they were the outcasts. They were kind of like the different kids, and so yeah, they think people don't have genders.
sorry, we're talking about a sinking ship over there. Anyway, I'm just grateful. I'm glad that we have the people we have in here.
Oh, I'm
that are
so
hanging.
grateful for all of you. And guys, this is a reminder. This is a new channel. Men supporting men, or should I say men support men, as the channel is named.
It's still
This
us,
is
bro.
new for us
Still
to stream
us.
on. We would
Men
love it
supporting men.
if you followed us. Please give us a follow.
Yeah, we'll be.
Is it possible to do MSM?
I don't know if I can change it now, but I can try. I
Oh.
think I have to wait. I have to wait like another 30 days or whatever before I can change the name again.
Good. Checking with chat, a Hollow Beck girl who was actually questioning what my whole theory was. She says, okay, I see what you mean. I don't think I will ever understand the tactic because the energy is very masculine. As a feminine female, I understand that I'm going to catch more flies with honey, so I'll leave that loud, angry shit to y'all.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
As the
Oh
issue
my
is
God.
the delivery. Tate just comes across all wrong. That isn't the kind of dude I would want delivering my message. Absolutely not. The fact that he felt that he needed to troll, like, I know she's not a teenager more. I know she's an adult, but Greta Thunberg, I don't think
That was hilarious. Let me send you a list of all the cars that
and
like
their emissions, my 33 cars, and they're
it's
all
fucking
their
hilarious.
that is funny,
I
but like,
died. I fucking
he's not
died.
the guy you want to deliver a message. I do think
Okay.
he's funny. I do think he's funny. I admit he's an asshole because sometimes people are funny because they're trolls, right?
Did you guys see the Greta's response though? How come nobody's like talking about Greta's response? All I see is that, oh my God, Greta is being victimized by the #1 misogynist on the planet. Like, she said something
People.
small dick energy. Now you're body shaming anybody with a small dick, but nobody's talking about that.
Yeah, well, she
Bring
is
it-
messing
you
with
just-
these micro penis.
Like, yo, 5-inch gang, I'm here for you. Let's go.
That girl says they could all just be dickheads without a filter. And she says, I agree, Shaolin, and a decent woman by your side would let you know that. That's right. Also, I gotta say that Hollaback girl also says, I agree with mom, but not your mom, man. That's all good. I don't agree with her either. I love her. I love her.
We love
dearly.
Beck on this show. That's what's
Oh,
up. Thanks for joining tonight, Beck.
Yeah, seriously, thank you. Having a great friggin' time, guys. But you know what else is on the docket tonight?
What's that?
All this gym madness.
Bro, oh my God. We were talking about this
So-
pre-show, and it just, okay, for anybody out there listening,
Real
whether
quick,
you're-
back to your. I just want to. Sorry to interrupt you.
yeah, no problem.
Real quick to your to your 5-inch gang. I just want to share. This is for you guys out there.
Not that we body shame on this channel.
We don't
No,
body shame on
man.
this channel.
You know,
We're all
I saw
of it.
scientifically the average cervix is 4 inches. So
It's
you
fucking
guys are
hilarious.
halfway there at least.
That's fucking awesome.
Oh, he's
I
bringing
love that.
science into this.
That's too funny.
But
No,
so there's a lot of stuff going on the internet with all these gyms. Who's filming who? Why are people filming? Like, what are your guys' thoughts on all these things going on about the gyms?
so we're talking about this pre-show, and for anybody listening, if you're a gym rat on our live
Women.
stream, or if you're listening somewhere in the fucking future, just help me understand. So what I saw recently, what I see all the fucking time, actually on my fucking For You page, these hoes, these 304s, they're all out here. They're wearing the most scandalous thing with makeup. Like, why are you wearing makeup to the gym? First of all, we're wearing all these scandalous things to the gym where it looks like it's just your athletic wear is just body painted on you, right?
Right.
And now they are just shaming dudes. They turn on the fucking selfie cam and they're just recording their workouts. But then they're not really recording their workouts. They're trying to pin creepiness on guys that just happen to look in that general direction.
I've been caught.
My
I've been caught in that scenario where you're like, you ever just work out and you like look around the gym and you just happen to see somebody and you're like, oh, do I know that person? Like, especially when you frequent the gym, you're like, oh, that person's back or whatever. You
Yeah.
take anything longer than a 3-second look and they're like, what are you looking at? And you're like,
It's
I
so
don't know,
dumb.
past you.
It's like
Like,
so the camera angle is, if you guys can you imagine somebody just they're doing let's just say deadlifts, right?
Yeah, the main like the
Just-
main
just-
girl who
just
did
do-
this, she put it on the floor and angled it up, right?
and angle it up. And so imagine a camera angle where you're looking literally up somebody's like some like thoughts ass. Like they're wearing the tightest fucking gym shorts. So you can like whenever they bend over, you can see their fucking camel toe, right? So first of all, they're exposing their body on the internet. However, the angle is such that when somebody walks in front of them and all they see is like their face, they're being exposed as some kind of gym creep staring when you are actively like just selling your body online for free. Like that shit does not fucking make sense to me, man.
well,
And to elaborate on what he's talking about, not only is like TikToking or posting things is like, you know, selling your body for free when you're putting up a gym post, certainly. However, the main girl who started this off, which everyone is talking about, where she's doing a TikTok and she keeps talking about the guy behind her. I don't know if you've seen it, and she's like, look at this.
They're all
guy.
in the same fucking crew, man.
He's looking at me. People did research on her, and she's saying she felt sexualized by this guy the way he was like looking at her. She has an OnlyFans.
Oh no, this dude at the gym is sexualizing me. I'm just trying to work out, but you were selling your body for $3 a month.
Yeah, no, that's
That's
crazy.
all you're worth. $3 a month, showing your tits. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, so Nordic, you are a gym master, are you not?
I wouldn't say master. I mean,
No, like wherever he
I think
goes,
you
he's
get more,
pulling
you
the
get
heaviest
more
weight.
gym time than any.
I do frequent the gym a lot, and people do sometimes get upset with how much weight I move. And as I explained to them, it's for me, it's not for you, and I try to be respectful with it. I'll be done when I'm done. Anyway, yeah,
Enjoy
I mean,
my grunts in the meantime.
right. I've seen I've seen it in action. I've seen it online. Like, you know, it's this. We talked about it pre-show, and it was this. It was hilarious because it happens all the time. And if you look around the gym next time you're there and just kind of stand off on the side, you'll see it. This guy was, in front of the mirrors on a bench, and usually in front of the bench they usually have, the dumbbells, which there's mirrors right there. And this girl walks up directly in front of his bench, picks up weights, doesn't move, and starts doing Romanian deadlifts, which really accentuates your glutes.
100%.
And it's a great workout for glutes. If you're trying to build that
And
dumpster fire,
hammies.
yeah,
Yep.
your Romanian deadlifts is where you want to be at next to hip thrust. But anyway, that's another topic. So this girl, and he takes his headphones off. He's like, "Excuse me," and she's like, "Oh, what? And he's like, are you going to stand there and work out the whole time? And she was like, yeah. And like gave him an attitude, and he said, cool. And he was doing like bicep curls. So he was sitting up doing his workout, minding his own business until this girl came up in front of him. And he like sighed, put his headphones back on, laid back on the bench, and just started doing chest press, which a lot of you are probably thinking, well, so what? Well, if most people today are doing a push pull leg kind of split where they're doing push, so that's your chest, your triceps, your any type of pushing movement. A bicep is a pulling movement. So now he's had to switch out
Adjust his whole ass fucking day
because he doesn't want to be seen as the
some
guy.
kind of fucking do something else now because this bitch is gonna roast me on TikTok
And he's
if
right.
I keep doing my own thing.
And then he like points at her camera and he's like, that's real nice. And like, it's dumb, dude. Like, I get if you want to show your stuff off and you want to be a gym bunny, be that. But like to the people who
Why
are
are you
actually
interrupting
trying,
me?
like if people who are trying to actually actively work out and they're not doing anything and not bothering you, like don't try to get someone's attention who's currently ignoring you, staying focused. Again, mind your space and stay in your lane. Because I mean, if we're gonna be E for everyone, I'm gonna be throwing hands with E for everyone at this point. Like, get the fuck out of my way. Like, it's rude. It's just rude. It's common sense.
I want to like give a little pushback on this concept because I know what you're saying. You're saying like if people are good, don't give them any problems. But I have the counter argument, and it's not like on the on this girl's side, but the idea is that like we cannot really help what we look at. Now, if you're leering, you're staring, and you're not actually working out, then you're a creep. But obviously, when you're in the gym, you're gonna see some stuff.
I'm gonna see
You might look
the
at
fact that your cooch is hanging out
than you would
chose
normally.
to wear the spandex that literally accentuates your lips.
But bro, even if it isn't
like
that
the fuck you
extreme,
want me to do?
even if it isn't extreme, we're gonna look at things that we like. I just feel like there's like the girl in question. There's no level between it. She's just like the guy's kind of looking at her, and she's like, he's a creep.
We talked about
Yeah,
this
I mean,
in pre-show.
if it's
like you gotta, I challenge any gym bunny who feels threatened by these gym creeps. Just walk in there, bitch, with fucking sweatpants. I guarantee you, nobody's gonna look at you.
right.
I fucking guarantee it.
Right.
I mean, if that's what you want, and at the same time, so Hollaback Girl's saying, men do be kind of creepy at the gym, though. That's why I work out at home or go to the gyms that have ladies' night. I mean, that's fine, but like
ladies' night at the gym.
Yeah,
oh yeah, but like
there's some of them have ladies' night, or other ones like have lady sections, or a lot of times they have boot camp only for ladies.
I mean, that's fine. And again, like the concept, I have a hard time, and maybe it's just because I don't see the gym as a dating place to pick somebody up. Obviously, like the attractive part of that is that you see somebody working towards something, and especially if they're like really in fit and in shape, and that's what you're into, you're gonna look. Guys, what I would say is don't just stop your workout and
or just wear shades to the gym. Fuck this. They can't tell what you're looking at when you got shades on. Just
the
look.
thing is,
run the aviators and look baller.
I agree with you, but I do think that there should be some leeway for men, both men and women that they're going to look, as long as they, like you said, keep working out. Then what? I don't see a problem.
So like tight clothes at the gym is normalized because it's compression most of the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so
there's actual like benefits to it.
And just like Beck says, she's like, I'm gonna look. She looks just as much as anybody else does, and like, well, that's because you're attracted
we're
to that
fucking
person.
human. Yeah.
Right. And so, but when you try to accentuate a normal human response, like, and I'm with you, man. Like, I see girls all the time wearing makeup to the gym, and I'm like, that makes no sense. Like, if you're really here to do what you're doing, then you're going to be sweating that off. And how much did that makeup cost you? Like, even just the little bit that you used. I mean, think about it. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm too practical when it comes to it, but like,
so I'm gonna butt in and point out that like, so I was a manager of a gym for several years.
Ah, that's right.
You are the gym master.
Yes. So, and what I say is, I would actually say more people than not are there to hook up.
Wait, what?
I'm deadly serious. So in terms of like obviously there are some people who are totally focused and they're just looking to work out, do their thing. And I feel like there are a slimmer percent of people who, like Nordic just said, get prettied up, want to look cool, make sure that they're doing reps in front of the right people, that sort of thing. You see it all the time.
I mean, sometimes I do that for motivation, but
Yeah. I mean,
like I'm
whatever
like,
motivation is, but there is a lot of sexuality in the idea of working out, and
Well, obviously, because we're all in there trying to get like sexy bodies. Like
yeah,
it's the birthplace of like
I mean,
sexiness.
even at a subconscious level, right? Like you are showing some sort of drive and ambition by just being there.
Like
You
pumping
know?
iron is kind of hot. Yeah.
And I'll tell
Yeah.
you this: the funniest phenomenon I have to see is the gym body affair, as I call it. And so what it is somebody signs up, and you know how, like, basically, I don't know if
Gym
you guys
body
know
affair.
the lifespan of a given customer of a gym is usually 8 months.
Wait, they go in there 8 months and they stop going.
Yes, and you know what's funny? What they factor into that? They factor in they're gonna only work out 4 or 5 months, but it'll take them a couple of months to come to the conclusion that they should cancel.
And then
Because
they
they lie to
cancel.
themselves and they say, "I'm going to keep." You know, that's what most people do. They, particularly New Year's customers, you know, they get a gift.
Oh,
from
the
the gym.
resolution and shit. Like, oh, today's
I
the
hate
start of a
those
new
people.
me. Oh,
I
like,
hate
why
those
do you have to go to the
people.
new year to make a change? You should have done it
Get
yesterday.
But
here's for the if you listen, if you go to the gym and just hang out at the front desk and try to hit on the girl up front, or if you come in and want to
Oh my
act
God.
swole and just take up the entire like machine, dude, I'm probably gonna throw a 45-pound plate at your head. I'm just gonna,
yeah,
and that's
I'll
gonna be
tell
part
you,
of my workout that day is how many reps can I get of this 45 plate smashing your head down? I
or
mean,
I'm sure you've experienced those guys who grunt too much, and people are like, "Yo, bro, did you really need to grunt on that?" They
dude,
seem to
you're only lifting 120. Chill out.
right,
No,
and they're
so
doing
okay.
it to be noticed. They want particularly women to notice them.
Well,
Okay,
sure,
so
it's
I have
a
a story about that.
Oh, but
So
yeah,
I
real quick
yeah.
before that, the gym body hookup is the person who exceeds the 8 months, keeps working out, and they actually do achieve their goal. They go from slob to fit, and then guess what they do? They start hooking up with somebody at the gym. Boom, it happens.
Well, sure, because you're at this point looking for somebody who's gonna match the same kind of drive. I mean, that's why, like, I'm jealous of when I see couples that are like fit and working out, doing the workout together. I'm like, you motherfucker. And I just put my headphones back in, put some sort of metal back on, and just start adding plates to the
You
sides and
son of a
throw
bitch
my
for sure. Fit girlfriend.
throw my back out and stand in front of their car and get hit. I mean, I don't know. It's no.
You're so dumb.
Here,
I'm like,
Derek,
yeah, but can your
So,
boyfriend stop a truck? That's all I'm saying.
yes.
you know, no. So, all right. I was working on an export, and if you guys ever been to an export, it's just where it all it is egos.
Yep.
Because you're at export. It has the heaviest weights. It has a cool shit. It's outside of a celebrity gym. That's where you want to be, right? That they have the largest facilities, all that cool shit. Anyways, so well, Lifetime Fitness is also out there. But all I'm saying is, there's this dude. He was like this, just 5'6" Asian dude. He's stacked as fuck. My problem is excessive grunts. Like, there's got a point where you're like, why don't you shut the fuck up, man? Like, you can't possibly sound like this all the time. So he's on the bench. He's repping fucking like 285, something like that, something ridiculous. And he's just repping, pushing, right? He like a little guy. He looks a little top heavy because he's just, you know, he looks all
Never
chest.
skipped
Anyways,
leg day.
yeah, probably. But this is what he sounds like. Like he never calls for a spotter, but he'll do like his last 3 reps on any given fucking set. Like, they're slow, but he pushes them out. And I think he's just faking it because he sounds like this. He's just like,
Oh God.
where everybody can fucking hear it. It's like
an incel having an orgasm.
No, man,
just fucking breathe. Just breathe. You don't have to exert that kind of fucking noise. Like, why?
That literally sounds like a Honda Civic with a fucking straight pipe on it.
Yeah, no,
Probably the same. It's probably the same guy too.
He probably drives that. It's like, bro, like, you need a spotter. Do you need a spot? I can spot you. I can spot you. Why do you have to do that? Like, because it's so annoying. Like, it's loud and obnoxious, and
I mean,
I
I
just
don't
want
use
to
a
work out,
spotter, and
man.
I lift like insane weight sometimes. I mean, pushing 315, and like I think the worst I do is just breathe through my lips really hard, like
Yes,
pierced. Like
yes,
I
like a
might,
normal human being.
and then I'll rack it, and I'll be like, all right, cool. And if I usually like a couple times I've had a spotter, I'm like, listen, if I can't lift the bar, just let it kill me. I'm going out in a blaze of glory. Like, but I mean, I get it. I'm kind of a different breed when it comes to that. But regardless of it, is that you're right. Like I I have had at Planet Fitness the lunk alarm gone off because I've had 4 plates on either side and I'm deadlifting it and then and
Oh, those
making
The
no
lunk
alarms are
noise,
alarm.
horrible. Those alarms are so freaking.
That's body
making
shaming. Yeah, because you're too
making
strong
no
for that gym, bro. That's what it is.
I know, it's just cheap. Making no sound or very little sound, and I have set the alarm off. Yet I'm still curious as to the guy who's doing like maybe a plate and a bitch plate, and which for those of you who don't know, that's pretty much anything under 25 pounds.
What I
And
love is
he's doing the same
Why
thing
you
and
plate
just,
shaming, bro?
bro,
plate
listen,
shaming, plate shaming. That's
we do
messed
it
up,
prison,
bro.
we do it prison style. You put all the weight on, and
That's right.
you just work
You work
work
out
until you
until
get the
you can put
reps.
it up.
All right.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah,
Throw your
Shaolin
back out.
says. Yeah, Shaolin is confused when he says nothing sexy about me in the gym. Sweat is dripping. I'm grimacing, shaking, and making odd noises. Dude, women love that. What are you
That's what
talking?
sex is, bro. Like that's
You
you just
described.
described sex.
You just described. Yeah,
Well, here's so highlight Beck's comment right here. That I'm not gonna lie one.
I'm not gonna lie.
Um,
I signed up because of a sexy trainer,
Oh, like
but
was
that
Zac Efron
sexiness
there?
definitely motivates me. Of
and
course.
that's what it comes down to when like these gym guys are looking around and they might stop and be like, damn, dude, look at that girl's fucking ass on like the ass on that bitch. Like then he's sitting there thinking, like, I guarantee you that guy's probably gonna sit there and think, if he's at least dedicated to what he's doing, he's probably gonna go, all right, she probably weighs like 160. I probably could hip thrust that. And then he'll go size the plates up and just try to do it and then like be around you doing it.
I
But
was
that's
just repping that on the bench.
you just motivated that guy to push further past a wall he probably didn't think about. And like I know guys who will like I've seen guys who are like scrawny looking dudes who go in the gym, they look over, you can see that they're like checking these girls out, and then they like look down at themselves and they're like, fuck. And they go and like this one guy, dude, no shit. In the year I've been like one of the years I've been going, this one guy's been there the whole time, and now he is jacked. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
and he don't even look around the gym anymore. He's just doing his thing, and like people come up to him and talk to him, and he's like one of the nicest guys I know in the gym. But I mean, yes, there's a difference between like creepily staring, as in like standing behind a machine and just watching, versus
So, as a manager of a gym, I had to field several complaints about like this dude is just creeping, this is creeping, and usually I got to say they're never as little as this. They're not a person who's working out who's just kind of checking out. The complaints are usually about real dudes who are like literally like sitting on a machine, not doing anything,
just mind me. Oh no, I get what
oh
you're saying.
yeah,
Like
no, that guy needs to leave.
staring at girls.
If
that guy, that's
they
the guy
show
that
up
sits.
and they're just sitting on a machine
And they're
and
watching
just
the girl.
staring.
And you know what else I noticed? I can't. I had to say, hate to say it. The majority of those complaints, and they usually check out. They're probably true. Are from teenagers, and it's like dudes who sit and watch teenagers, and it's.
Which is kind of scary. I
That
will
is,
agree to
that's-
that 100%.
that's fucking.
I would say
that's-
the people, at least who are adults, tend to be engaging in normal social sexual behavior. They're flirting while they work out, and they're talking and they're engaging. But there are dudes who like will sit on a machine and just watch the teenagers, and the teenager will come up and be like, "I want to see the manager," and I'll be like, "What's up?" And they're like, "This dude is just sitting here and watching," and I'll watch from a distance. I'm like, "Yeah, he's literally just stalking these guys."
And I'm
All I'm
not. And
saying,
like,
if I'm ever caught in the background where I just finished like the 5th set of chest, you know what I'm saying? Sweat dripping. I'm fucking like, I am working out. It is obviously that I'm putting the effort in. If I'm in between sets and I see a piece of ass walking across me and I get fucking TikTok for that, you can't fucking possibly blame me, man. No way. There's just no fucking way I'm gonna accept that.
No
'Cause that's
way. I
bullshit.
would never blame you, bro.
No, but these bitches do.
Good.
These bitches do.
As Jocko Willing says,
be real
good.
with me. Any of you ever been called out? Has a girl ever looked at you and been like, "Stop staring at me, you creep"?
No, girls will never come out at you. They will
No,
never come out and be like, stop. They're gonna post that shit on TikTok
You're
and
right.
get the
They're gonna
clout
tell
for it.
someone else
They're
about
only in it for the clout because it gets
I've
them
had-
likes and
I mean-
views. You go, girl. Tell that creepo to stop. She's not gonna do shit.
I've watched this one girl who was, this happened to me a while back, and this girl is doing like deadlifts, and she's just got shit form. And I'm like, this bitch is about to throw her back out.
She's
And
gonna
she keeps
kill
stacking,
herself.
She
Yeah.
keeps stacking the, so like in between sets, I just keep looking over, and she just got up and moved and went to a different machine. And I'm like, well, whatever. Like, it is what it is. Like, and I just go back to working out, and then they look over. I can see them like looking over from the mirror back at me to see if I'm like following them or anything, and then they're like, oh, okay, he guess he's not a problem. But like, I've had one girl who was like, is everything all right? I'm like, I was like, I'm not trying to like tell you how to do it, but you're arching your back real bad, and you should not be doing that with squats. And they're like, what? I'm like, watch how I do it.
Snap your
I'm like,
fucking vertebrae, bitch.
I'm like, watch how I do it. I'm like, you got 200 pounds on there, and you probably weigh 110 soaking wet. Like,
Oh my goodness.
you know,
no.
and I explained it to her, and she was like super grateful. She's like, I had no idea. Thank you. Like, because like, so my girlfriend, she has been really nervous to like was started to do weights because she doesn't know what she's doing, and then people stand there and watch her, and I'm like, they're probably wondering like, is she going to use the machine, or like she's not doing it right? So I'd go with her and show her how to do stuff, and then she was like, oh, you know what? Nobody's really watching me now. Like, and I was like, well, that's usually what it comes down to, is that people are like, and if they are watching you, it's probably because it's impressive at a certain point. I mean, she's doing some good weight now, and like, you know, it is what it is. But like, I don't know. There's you will find those people that will stand at the counter and just pretend like they own the fucking gym and stand at a machine and just watch somebody, and that's wrong. But if somebody's obviously, like Derrick said, like if somebody's obviously working out, you know, and
leave them the fuck alone, man. Don't put
and
them
they
on
just
your
happen to
TikTok,
check
you
you.
son of a bitch.
Yeah, if you just happen to check somebody out while you're walking by, like, it's human nature, bro. Like,
Yes.
it happens.
I would say in the big one that everyone's talking about, I would honestly say that like that dude is checking her out, but he is doing his own thing. And at one point he does come up to her and he's like, are you using this weight? Like, it's not that like egregious. He's just kind of checking her out, and she caught that. But she acts like she's being violated. It's totally over the top. It's totally insane. You obviously for clout, and
Yeah.
it's one of the problems with the world.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we talked about that one TikTok that Steve Carell was in, where he's just trying to enjoy his lunch, and they like, he said something. He was like some news anchor and said something that was misogynistic, and modern day feminist came over, and the one feminist, like a traditional feminist, came over and was like, you know, I fought for your rights and this and that and blah blah blah. And she's like, also, I see the camera girl in the back. So, and she like waves to the girl, and she's like, I don't know her. And she's like, don't even try to play. She's like, all you're doing, you're not really trying to fight for a cause. You're just trying to cause an argument. And that's really what it comes down to. It's like people, and unfortunately that shit sells. Like, you know, like you see drama going on, and people, and everybody's gonna like pull their headphones off and look around like, oh, what's going on? You know, like it's so dumb. I just mind your own fucking business, man. Stay in your own lane.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And you should, on it, and ladies, like if a guy's checking you out and it's brief, you probably should feel better. Like, I'm not gonna say feel better about yourself, but like, obviously
it's a
he thinks
compliment getting
yeah. I
checked
mean,
out, right?
obviously he thinks something of you. Like, if you've been going to the gym and you don't see any results, and some guy notices your results, and he's like, "Damn, she looks good," or whatever. Like, be
And
like, "Oh, sweet,"
and
you
I
know,
gotta
use that
say,
as motivation. I don't know.
also as a gym manager, I gotta say, I actually know, and I'm Facebook friends with several of them. I know several success stories of people who met in the gym under me. I'm not trying to play it off like the Cupid or whatever, but I'm saying like
Oh.
I have friends who have gotten, you know, people are like, I'm now with this person, or we're now married, or we're hooking up.
You're
or
still
whatever.
Captain Save a Ho to me, buddy, but it's fine.
I no longer save the hoe.
Nah, bro. With a mask and a cape.
I still have the mask and cape because I love that stuff. That's my
Wait, so okay, so the three of us, we are very well versed and affluent of gym life, gym etiquette.
Right.
Where I'm at today is, and feel free to agree or disagree. anybody in chat, just let me know what your thoughts are, because the way I approach the gym is like I'm focused. I go there, do my thing, and I'm out. However, if I see somebody like next to me or within my peripheral view, if they're by themselves and they don't have they're too shy to ask for a spot, and let's say they're on the bench and they're gonna fucking choke themselves out if they don't get this bar off them because they went too heavy on the lift. Like I will go over there and like help out, but it's reactionary. If I see this 120-pound soaking wet chick that puts on 2 plates, and I know that she's just trying to like maybe reach her PR, I don't think I'm gonna go out there until she calls for like a spot, because I think it's
Definitely not. I would
it's what you call, it's too detrimental now, because I know
definitely
this
don't
bitch is,
advise. Don't
she's
advise a woman how to work out. That'll flip them out.
well, no, well, like to Vic's point, like if you're just trying to look out for them because you don't want them to blow out their fucking spine, because you guys know a story about like Ron, what's Mr. Olympia, 8-time Mr. Olympia, Ron.
Damn it! I just fuck. What's
Anyways, this was the thing. He was lifting like heavy weight. He felt like a tingling, like he was already jacked. He was like 7-time already, and like he's the largest fucking human on the planet. Something like was off about his back. He didn't realize later that he actually like broke a vertebrae. I'm surprised he wasn't paralyzed at the time, but he just kept working out, right?
Jesus.
So he
no
doesn't
pain, no
know,
gain?
right? He didn't know what the fuck's going on. So my point is, I don't think in today's society it's detrimental for me, because now I'm gonna be mansplaining if I'm like, hey, you should probably do it this way. And Vic, I totally get your point where you're like, you're just trying to look out, you're trying to be like the decent human being to like, prevent somebody from like a disastrous outcome.
Yeah, but you don't want to be that. You do not
But
want to go down.
my view now is like, I don't have time to be exploited as some kind of gym creep or a mansplainer or whatever, because now there's just too much pride with these gym hosts. Like I just,
Yo,
I'll do it for the boys. The boys will like 100%, like they
right. You'll
appreciate.
be fine with it.
Nah,
Gym
man.
talk
Let
with
the
the boys
bar
is fine.
let the bar kill me. Just putting that out there. But
I'm not gonna
anyway,
let the bar kill you, Vic. I'm just not gonna do it.
I'm just saying, like,
I'll just
You're
bend
too
the bar.
valuable friend. If we were
you
working
do
on
not
2
want to
benches
go
side by
out
side,
as a mansplainer.
like I'm gonna go spot you when the shit hits your chest and you can't put it back up. I'm gonna help you, man.
Yeah, don't mansplain. Don't mansplain. You'll just let it happen.
I don't know the way I've done it a couple times, and I've had people with negative reactions, and I'm like, all right, whatever, and I just go back to doing my thing, and then I just wait for them to be like walking out holding their back, and then I just start laughing. I don't know, like I'll do the right thing, but I won't sweat it, I guess is what my advice would be. Like if you see somebody struggling, be like, hey, do you need a spot? Like just walk by and just be casual about it. Do you need a spot? If they tell you no, cool, die on that bar, bitch. I don't know. Like if they're gonna keep doing the thing, they obviously don't want help, and to me you've done like your, what is the word I'm looking for? Cordial, courteous thing to do.
Yeah, you've done your
like I've had people walk by and like, no, and like I've even had people go on and complain, and they'll walk by and they're like, what's going on? And I was like, what do you mean? And they'll just ask me, and I'm like, oh, I just helped out or whatever. I was
Yeah,
trying to
they
help out.
always look for any reason to accept. For all you know, they're one of these TikTok hoes who are looking to complain.
But I mean, I've had, if people want to start blowing up, I just turn around and walk. I'm not here for it. I'm gonna go back to my workout. Like fuck you. I was trying to help you, and if you don't take it, go ahead and turn around and put on TikTok. I encourage it. Go ahead and turn around and put on TikTok that I was trying to mansplain you and this and that, and that you don't feel safe in the gym. That's fine.
I'm also gonna put on TikTok that this bitch tried to put on 225 and she's $120.
Yeah.
Yo,
Like,
holla back, girls.
But to all those girls who are 220, putting on 225 at $120,
like that's what's up though.
Keep at it. Like that's awesome.
That's what's up.
Who hurt you, Derrick? Damn. And then Derrick says, TikTok hurt me back.
because I see that shit. I'm like, this dude wasn't even like, he glanced at you because you're in his line of sight. That there's nothing fucking creepy about that. Unless you expect to work out with blind motherfuckers, like you're gonna get looked at for even a split second. Like these
Especially if you
bitches, like,
try to be
what a
cute.
gym
Let's be
creep.
honest. Just put a
Like,
fucking sweater on. They'll leave you
exactly.
alone. Like,
Nobody's gonna look at. Like, I'm okay. Not gonna lie. Like there, if you cross my peripheral, especially if we're wearing like a fucking clown suit, anything, like I'm gonna be like, oh, what's that? Because I am always gonna be aware of my surroundings because I gotta
right.
protect myself. I'm not about to get robbed at the gym or get blindsided by some kind of like, you know, foolish actor. Like I will always be aware of my surroundings. So if you're a chick, like just expect that people are gonna notice that you are a walking human being. We need to know like where the fuck you're at. But that's not to be mistaken by like creeps at the gym.
Well, it's
Like
like if you,
that
it's
shit
like,
fucking makes me mad.
I mean, okay, we can use the same thing. If you dress like real, super cute, whatever you want to say, hot, sexy, and you go out to the bar, what's the difference between that and dressing super cute and going to the gym? You're obviously under a certain intention. So
Yeah,
I don't
you
know.
literally stole the comment out of my teeth, bro. But that's perfect. I was gonna say, why are there gym outfits? Why do girls make themselves men too look them? They have gym outfits to make themselves look cute or handsome at the gym because it is a social event.
It's
where you
gray
want
gym short
people to
season,
look-
ladies.
Oh man.
I mean,
I think I've said this on the podcast. Like when I get to like 10%, 11% body fat, I'm gonna be the biggest fucking gym hoe of all time. I swear to God.
You're gonna have
I'm
gym
gonna get
affairs.
all these
You're gonna have
bitches
gym
looking at me,
affairs.
and I'm gonna be like, I caught you on TikTok, bitch.
You're like, now that I hit 215, we're gonna have an
Nah,
affair.
dude. When I'm repping like 315.
Oh,
I'll
yo,
tell you, dude, that weight never gets light. Every time I
right.
start out, like I'll warm up at like, I
Yeah.
think I warm up at like 185 and work my way up to 315, and
Yep.
it's still like it doesn't matter. Like people are like, oh, just don't warm up. I'm like, I'm not fucking blowing a pec out, bro. Like, have you ever seen the
Like
surgery that it takes to fix that? Like, I'm
if
warming
you
up.
if you don't grease the wheels, you will tear something, bro. You
Yeah,
can't start out
I'm
like
not
your
just.
first set
You ain't
like
just throwing three
fucking
plates.
PR.
You ain't just throwing 3 plates on that motherfucker and being like, yep,
Yeah.
here comes 10 of these 3 times. I'm gonna fucking go at it. Like, let's be real.
People don't understand like your tendons, like because your muscles will always grow faster than like your the capabilities of your tendons. Like you need to warm up, man. You can't just be like, I rep 315 10 times, no problem. You can't start out with that on like your first thing right when you get to the gym. Like you're gonna fucking die, bro.
So you're right. And so Beck put something in there that says, see, that's your problem. Stop torturing yourself. Stop dwelling in the negative space. It's an obvious eating at you and going to continue.
Delete the damn
I
app.
want let me ask
Says.
let me ask you guys this. I think that gyms, like certain style gyms, have a type of profile person that comes in. Do you agree?
Yeah, like fucking Export versus Planet Fitness.
Right.
Oh, of course.
Exactly. Like,
yeah.
and you know what's funny too is that people who are like, man, where do you go? Do you like go to Gold's or LA Fitness? And I'm like, no, man, I do Planet Fitness. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, you can achieve whatever you want. Just got to have a drive for it, and like, but I mean, I think there is a profile, and I think it's funny, man. Every time I see these kind of videos, it's the same type of profile gym, and it's the same type of profile people. The gym shark wearing like you're trying to wear the Gucci of gym clothes so that you can look good, and sometimes those gym clothes are really just not even going to work out for you in the first place.
It needs to accentuate my glutes though, because on leg day, I know people will be looking though.
I know there's some TikTok leggings that people were wearing. Guys can wear those too. I'm just saying, bro. Like,
okay,
you'll
we
find
can't.
your color.
We can't because the shit that wraps around like your junk, like you're literally gonna be just walking around naked.
Yo, so
we can't wear the same shit the girls be wearing at the gym. It's not gonna fucking make sense. Like, why is your willy all like swinging around, bro?
This is funny because it brings up the very concept of looking good, right? Just general looks.
Everybody loves that though, because when you came from the slums, from like a body that was like, let's say it looked fucking diabetic, and you worked your way through an athletic body, like you want to flaunt that because it's
I mean, if you're listen, if I'm
it's a milestone.
if I'm like some toothpig slinging drinks behind a bar, or like, you know, picking up trash, you know, like, what are you laughing at, bro? Chill out.
What are you?
I don't know. I don't know.
Fuck
You
Derek
know
off.
what I'm
started
saying?
laughing,
Like,
and I started laughing.
so like getting up and like trying to like flex, and you're, I mean,
Shield hero.
if you put that work in, and then you look like fucking Crisp Seabum, you know, like, dude, you deserve to look at yourself. It's the same way with ladies, man. Like, if the tight clothes is what makes you feel good, like, understand that it's when a guy's checking you out, it's more than likely a compliment. But as to your, you know, again, to your the gray pants, like, we can't wear the same kind of leggings. All I have to say is,
I can't, bro.
but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you go from that skinny, like, and you, again, if that's what you want, okay, you're there. But like, if um if you want that physique, and you go from, you know, skinny shriveled up shield bearer to fucking the fucking, you know,
Big, bro.
barbarian style, you know, sword swinging, whatever you want to say, call that
I
guy,
mean,
like,
or
you know,
axe,
like,
perhaps if you mean the
yeah,
axe.
yeah, you know, axe main. But, you know,
Dick waggler.
if you're trying to go from,
Oh
like,
my
you know, you're
God,
trying to
bro.
go from fucking Robin Hood to goddamn Thor, like, let's just be real here. You're gonna appreciate that, obviously, because it's hard
Yeah,
work, man.
because
Like,
it's a
that's
hard.
something
It's not easy. Not easy at all.
someone told me this one time, and I've seen it on TikTok too, but I was told this in person. I got lucky to hear it from a guy, and he said, you know what's great about working out and building that physique that you have is that no one can take that away from you. You can't buy it. You
You
can't.
cannot.
Like, it's earned, and it's earned through pain and growth, and it's, I mean, there's something to be said about that.
I totally agree. I do believe, but however, this fits in the physique. But however, I would say also things like you know, gymnastic ability or martial arts ability. Once again, things earned, right?
Yes.
You can't
Yeah.
just buy it. There
Yeah. Abilities.
there are rich people who wish they could buy it. They
Yeah.
cannot buy it, and
They
so
can't.
stick with it. Never give up, I think, is the moral of that, right?
And my whole point is like I don't mind gym bunnies being gym bunnies, but when you start exploiting just other people around you for no reason, that's toxic to me.
Dude,
Here's
you're a
what makes
troll.
no
You're just a
here's what
fucking
makes no
troll.
sense to
I'm
me.
a troll, right? Like if I happen to glance at the gym bunny for
No,
like
no,
a
I'm saying
split
the gym
second.
bunny who dresses
Oh.
up to bait the dude, you're a
Is
troll.
the
You're
troll.
Yeah.
You're the
Okay.
same thing as posting something fucking controversial and then getting pissed off that people gave you their opinion. You're a fucking troll. Get over yourself.
Because
That's the thing. Like when
in my experience, the gym bunny, for all these years before recently, enjoyed looking hot at the gym and people looking at her. Now we have a reversal where she's now criticizing people for looking at her, but that's what she dressed up for, right?
yeah, you like don't expect not to get attention if you're wearing like spray painted fucking clothes.
Yeah.
Madness, I say. Oh. Hollaback Girl says, y'all on here motivating me to get my cute ass back into the damn treadmill. I agree. I think I need to get back into the scene. I'm only readjusting to my new job situation, but I think that I'm going to try to cut more time for the gym.
Listen, I've got well, I can kind of agree with Derrick on that. Like, the treadmill is not necessarily the greatest thing. Obviously, if you're just trying to get back in, I always tell people just be active. The rest will
Fair
come.
enough. Like something is better than
if you are sitting at home and not just coming home from work and crashing every day, and that's like, you don't want to hit weights just yet, that's fine. Just get in the habit of going. Like, I don't care if you sit in the fucking parking lot every day. Just get yourself closer and closer to that door, then get in and just do something. Trying to find that there's a quote that really motivated me, and it might motivate you as well. I will find it soon. But anyway,
I would say ultimately that here's what I'm saying: being a fatter guy or a guy whose genetics lean toward fatness,
living large, my dude.
I
what's
am
up.
living large and in charge. However, I would say don't treadmill it. I would say do the bike. Do the
Yeah.
bike things that are low impact until you're lower weight. However, you should still lift. Vic's not wrong.
So there's a study that came out that states if you're trying to lose weight, that if you actually do weight training, you will burn more calories over time
Over
and
24
longer.
hours. Yeah.
Yeah, because so when you're doing cardio, you're not strengthening the muscles and damaging the muscles and rebuilding the muscles. So you're only burning the energy you have, which is fine, like I said, to get started. But if you're really trying to dedicate that time, like incorporating maybe a little bit of both will help you get into it. The studies did show that you will actually burn more calories by tearing down muscles and building muscles. And I think a common misconception that I've had to explain to multiple people, including my girlfriend and like my mom, who's lost 100 pounds, or actually 120 now,
Damn.
is that yeah, it's impressive. Is that your body is still burning calories when it's breaking down the muscle and rebuilding the muscle. And so that's why you
Yep.
will like I always suggest incorporating some weight training. Like I said, if you're just getting started, you're at a pretty stagnant life, definitely just start with like any type of cardio to get you
Yes,
back into it. But
that's what I'm saying. If you are a fatty like me, you should do some. You should start with some cardio because also you cardio at AKA heart health. You want to get your heart healthy,
yeah,
and if
I mean
you've been sitting
you
on the
want blood
couch,
flow.
yeah. If you've been sitting on that couch eating takeout for years and you're not used to working out, cardio is where you should start because you want to get your heart healthy and get used to the idea of working out, running out of energy, stuff like that.
So Alexis Carrel has this quote, and it's pretty impressive. It's man cannot remake himself without suffering, for he is both the marble and the sculptor. Um, I think that's something that like that quote. I've got that posted up in my house. I see it when I go to the gym. It's right next to. I put my gym bag right at it, so I see it every time, and I'm like, that's right. It's up to me. Like if you're not interested in if you don't like how you look in any form or fashion, it's nobody's job. Like I used to bitch about it all the time, especially when I kind of like fell off the wagon there for going to work out. And my girl was like, listen, like you're the only person that can do that. And I was like, oh, you're right. You're absolutely right. And I just like it's not something that like, oh, it's body positivity or body shaming or whatever. It's whatever you're comfortable with. Like if you're comfortable being large and in charge, dude, just live your life, live the life that you want and do what you want. But if it's something that bothers you and you're like, damn, I wish I could lose a few pounds. Okay, we'll go lose a few pounds. It's up to you. It's your happiness. It's your life. You know,
Yeah.
I think Derrick said it in either a pre or post or during a podcast, but if you're not making, and it stuck with me, and like this is some words of wisdom that I'm probably going to print out on some crazy thing and I'm going to put it up on the wall. And this is coming from you, Derrick. If you're not willing to take time for your health, then you're going to be making time for your for illness, essentially.
Yeah.
Oh,
Totally.
I think the quote was like, if you don't sacrifice for what you want will be the sacrifice.
There you go. So
Yep.
that's essentially what it is.
Essentially, it's saying that like if you don't work out and try to deal with your health right now, you will deal with sickness later.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So okay, so
yeah.
let me jump in with Beck real quick with this comment. Just because you lift weights, you won't look manly. My mom's been doing it. If you lift weights, actually your skin will start to become more will earn its elasticity back. The only way that you're gonna actually build mass and muscle, and it doesn't matter if you're man or woman, is staying within a reputable range. So if you're doing like 10 to 12 to 15 sets for reps per set, you're probably not going to build like
You're not
big
going to gain
muscle.
mass.
And
However, you will gain
if
tone and strength.
right, and so if you do like 6 to 8 reps and you can't move that weight and you keep doing that consistently, you start eat like there's more to it. You have to eat
You have to fucking
plenty.
eat.
I mean, eat more than what you're burning. You have to, most of it has to be protein. Like there's a lot more than just lifting heavy weight. So like I encourage it.
Don't be
My
afraid to
mom,
lift, boo boo. Like, just get
My
up in there and lift.
my mom is 66 years old. She was at like 240 pounds, or no,
Holy
260
shit.
pounds. Yeah, she was really overweight and was really a health issue. And she's down to like 140, and she hasn't been that way since high school. You know,
Yo, shout outs to mom. Oh my god.
and so
Shout
and like
out to Mama Vic.
right, and so like
Yo,
I told her, I was like,
congrats.
I got her like walking, and then she's like, man, these walks are really easy. I was like, okay, let's start doing, 3 days a week where you're doing weight training. And when she lost all the weight, she became very flabby. And she was like, I'm really self-conscious about this. And I was like, that's fine. I was like, just start lifting weights. And she would start lifting the weights and everything like that. And she ended up losing the flab and started getting toned again. And she's like, and I was like, just as long as you stay between 12 and 15, the higher the reps, the to more tone you will get. The
So
lower the
Mama
reps and the
Nordic
higher.
is jacked right now.
She's not jacked, but she's definitely back into like a very like I would pull up the photos that she's got for progress, but she's probably gonna kill me if I do that. So
No, it's totally cool.
No, it's fine.
but
We're
I mean
not.
like
If she doesn't
but
want to see it, it's fine. But
Yeah.
I know what 120 pounds looks like when you drop that much weight, and then, man,
yeah, I mean
that's
she
a
and like
fucking feat. You know what
bro,
I'm saying? That is
it's at,
phenomenal.
at over 60 years old, man. Like she's and like this. Here's the thing that like that she had said to me that I never really thought about. Like, I mean, I thought about it, but never took seriously. She just retired, and she's like, I'm just happy that I'm in a much healthier position because now I can actually enjoy my retirement. And I was like, damn, dude, could you
There you
imagine
go.
being like overweight
Yeah,
and just like waiting to die?
and you're just in a wheelchair. You just hopping along. You probably got an oxygen tank. Now you're just
You know,
waiting to die. Now she
you
can
know,
actually be mobile, enjoy life. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
yeah.
guys, best statement in the chat tonight from Hollaback Girl. Y'all really have motivated me, though. I'll start tomorrow. I agree. I feel like just this conversation is motivating me, even though we had preempted this in the first place. Just hearing your stories, just hearing it makes
Yeah,
me want to
man.
work out more and
Well, I
get
mean, like,
more serious.
look
Yo,
back,
we should
like
change our name to men supporting mankind.
we
You
should.
know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
that's
Little
definitely.
everybody. Not
But I
just the
mean, like,
bros, but also the 304s.
like Derrick. So, like, yeah, oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, Jesus, bro.
So, I mean,
Jesus,
like,
we're trying to keep 3 or 4s around. Stop chasing them away.
but like, look, I mean, like Derrick, like, remember when we first met, man? You were like, man, I gotta get back in the gym, and I had been kind of going myself, and I was like, dude, just start going,
Yeah,
like, and then
100%.
you were like, bro, this is like, there's so much behind it, and like, even with like, learning a fighting stance, like with Mantis, like with mixed martial arts, there's a discipline behind it, and it rewards just doing something like that. That's bettering yourself. I mean, even if you
Yeah,
decided
man.
I'm going to read a book every week and finish like a small book or whatever, or read 10 pages every day, you've got this discipline that you've just now created, and it's going to affect you across life. And that's the thing that the gym's brought to me, is that I've been able, like, I got so much more organized. I've got,
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten like I've like succeeded in my job, dude. Like, people, I mean, it's affected me in so many ways. And people are like, man, what's your secret to like some of the success? Cause like, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, like
Because I
I
lift,
was,
bro.
I was that guy who was kind of jumping from job to job, and like, not doing, like, I just didn't have like a really structured life. And
Nordic.
it sounds like a lot, dude, but
Next
it's
time
not.
they ask you what's your secret, you say men
Protein.
supporting men.
Supporting men.
It's true, man. Like, I mean, you guys, like, a lot of my mental health stuff has definitely been, I've like, because just hanging out with you guys has really helped me out. I mean, I've
That's what we're here
when
for,
I
man.
when I go through therapy, like, I always bring up men supporting men. I'm like, man, we talked about this and that. And my own therapist, who's been doing it for 40 years, was like, that's phenomenal. He's like, if you could only understand, he said, even I was like, yeah, a lot of people we get as women, and like, just the comment that Bex put down there was like, not only do y'all support men, but y'all support me too. Like, that's we said it a while
100%.
back. We said it a while back when we first started this podcast.
Not
It's
just
not
for bros.
just it's just to help people get back on track, man. Like,
Yes.
don't be the sheep, man. Like, like, be a wolf and ignore the opinions of sheep. Like, who gives a shit if you're overweight and you're at the gym? like I've gone by and high five some of the biggest, and I mean like not like strength biggest, like bodybuilding style. I was just one really like, I mean, he had to weigh probably like, he was like 6'4" and probably weighed 400 or 500 pounds. And like, he would be on that treadmill every day. I would go in there and I'd see him every day and I'd high five him, like, got to know him. The dude's lost like 200 pounds.
Holy
He's
shit.
been watching his weight, and yeah, he's flabby now, but I was like, bro, don't, just keep going. It's going to get better. Just keep
Yep.
fucking going. And he was like,
I
all
mean,
right.
what you touched on was a really hard secret. We're acting like it's very easy. It's extremely hard to not care what others think of us, right?
No,
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
easier said than done, but then the more you exercise and practice that mentality, the easier it gets. You can't do it on
that's
day one because you're
so
always, you know, you got you're fighting your own demons on day one. The more you do
that's
it,
honestly,
it gets better.
Goggins said it the best. The worst battle you'll ever deal with is the battle in your own head. So you
Oh,
need to
100%.
strengthen that muscle. You need to tell that voice, shut the fuck up. I'm doing this. This is what I want. Not what you want, not what's easy. I'm doing this.
Right.
And it takes practice. You're conditioning your mind. Like, yeah, you might have people staring at you. I've had kids do, when I was overweight and working out, I had kids make fun of me all the time. Now I got kids like who will work out next to me and try to lift the same weight that I do, and they just walk off. And it's kind of a pride. It might be an ego and pride thing, but like, bro, I worked hard to be able to deadlift 450. Like,
Yep.
you know, like,
you know what else? It's actually.
I gotta tell you a story about that. Don't let me forget.
Please share.
all right.
So my brother and I, we were at the gym, and when I think he was doing leg day and I was doing chest. When we met up, when we were going home, he goes to me, bro, this kid, it has to be the fucking like some high school kid, walked up to him. He's like, the kid was like, bro, how do you lift such heavy weight?
Are you serious?
My brother's like, you got to get there and lift. Like, you don't expect to get in here in 6 months you're gonna lift like me. Like, I've been doing this like my whole life. Like, he's been working out. Like, my brother and I, we were both like, we're twins, right? So we're both on we've been working out like since junior high through high school. We were both on football for like our entire high school career. So we know what lifting is like off season, on season, even after like after high school, like in college, through our adult lives. Like, we understand what it takes to get in the gym and work out. My brother, more than me, that's why he's like literally 3 times as strong than me. I took a vacation from lifting and focused on like aesthetic things like diet and like health things like diet and also just like cardio. But my brother, on the other hand, has just like consistently been just getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So he's putting up all the weight in the gym. And when the kids walk up to him, they're like, dude, how do you do that? And my brother just straight up tells him, you gotta lift, man. Lift all the fucking time and you'll get there. Just don't expect some kind of fucking miracle fucking pill to get you here. And that kind of caught me by surprise. I'm like, these kids have no idea. They really have no idea what it takes to be that strong.
What you're talking about is the secret of everything in the universe. And so, like, for instance, like I hear that about writers all the time. Like, you know, I'm a writer. I've done all this writing. I've even been paid for my writing. And there are people who are all the time are like, how do I be a writer? I'm like, write every day.
Just fucking write.
And they're like, but what else? And I'm like, no, there's no what else. Write every day.
Writers write. So fucking write.
Look at fucking Eminem. He was one of the best battle rappers, or he still is one of the best battle rappers on the fucking planet. And when people ask, man, how'd you get so good? He said, I just wrote. Anytime I came up with stuff, he said, I was thinking it, I was breathing it, I was writing it. That's what his dream was. And like, that's what it takes. I will say this, like, that it's not just the gym that will that like lifting weights. You got to change your diet. Like, it's 10 to 20% gym. The rest of it is what you eat. And like Derrick beat me on that, on all fronts. I mean, I'm serious,
what you look like.
Exactly. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. But once you start like,
but if you want to stop an F-150 with just your shoulder muscles, like, you gotta follow Vic's plan.
I mean,
he totaled the fucking vehicle, bro.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, he did.
I also almost totaled my arm, but Yeah, I mean, like Beck, like it's something that I'll tell you, I didn't focus on my nutrition first, and I still got achieved what I wanted to. So like, I was working out and lifting, and I got obsessed with it because I started seeing some progress, and I was like, okay, how do I get more? How do I get faster at this, right? And the second thing, I was like, it's got to be the nutrition. Like that's what it is. As soon as I changed it, I'm not kidding. In
Boom.
3 months, I like instantly switched. I mean, it was
Superman.
almost like your body will be like, all right, cool, let's do this. Like now you're feeding your
Hercules, Hercules, Hercules.
but
100%, man.
like Alexander the Great said, and like I said, you can use this for anything, and that's why it's pretty much going to be the hashtag for men supporting men for 2023. If you want to take the island, burn the fucking boats.
Burn the boats.
Yeah.
Burn the
I mean,
boats.
don't give yourself a plan B. We go in there and be like, there is no there. Like, I
You're
don't.
not going home after this. Like, if you're gonna take the island, you're gonna fucking live here.
Yep. I
Right.
mean, that's what he did. That's why he was so successful. He literally, I forgot. I think it was when they were storming one of the. Damn it, I don't remember the island. But anyway, you can look it up. You just type in if you want a quick lesson on it. I found a bunch of videos of it. You can just type in "burn the boats" on
Hello, Beck
TikTok.
Girl says I'm trying to capture the female audience as well, Nordic.
Give me some time. I'll come up with something.
Uh,
But
Burn the. Never mind.
what?
Don't want that.
Uh,
Alexander the Great conquered most of the known world by the time he was fucking 17, bro. That's crazy, man.
yeah, I mean, it's a true
17,
story.
man.
He told it was a true story. He literally told, I think it's burn the ships, but anyway, he told once they got to one of the islands that they were storming the beach on, he turned to his men and said, the first thing we're doing is burning those ships. And they were like, what? He's like, yep, if you want to take the fucking island, you're gonna burn the ships. And they burned the ships because at that point it was win
retreat.
or die.
Yep.
right.
And I mean, that's really what it is, man. Like if fuck the villain era, fuck all that other noise. Just give yourself no retreat. No turnaround, no plan B, no, well, I'll do it later. None, just have accountability for yourself. Block all the other noise out. And it takes time. Yes, I understand that. But block all the other noise out. And if you can just focus on one thing, the rest of it falls in place. I mean, ask Derrick, ask anybody, ask Mantis, like when it comes to the writing or whatever. If you block the noise out and you just focus on even just one simple thing, the rest of it will fall into place.
And it is a question of confidence. And the question is for everyone in chat, anyone listening to this on any of these apps, the question is, are you confident enough to burn the boat? Will you go to an enemy's island and then burn the boat?
Even if it's in your own head, burn the boat. Don't give yourself plan B. It's your head, your body, your life. Take control.
And a more modern, very simplified version of what we're talking about right now is simply shoot for the stars. You know what I'm saying? Don't aim for what's little or simple or easy. Aim for that which is great. And that's the only way you're going to achieve it. Right?
Yeah, I mean I agree with you. I mean that's what's gotten me through. Like, everybody wants to say they're the winner or they're strong or they're, I'm a strong independent woman or I'm the winner of my circle. Okay, your speech means nothing to me. Show me. Like, actions do speak louder than words. Like, get up there and, like, especially if you're going to tell yourself that. Like, if you're telling yourself, okay, I'm going to the gym tomorrow, like, I want to hear about it. That's what this is about. Like, I want to hear about it. Beck, come back to the next episode that we have in like 2 weeks and tell us, like, yeah, I've done 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, whatever it is. Tell us your workout
I've
plan.
taken over the gym. Like,
So what are you saying? Our homework is to go to the gym?
for anybody out there that is like, I'm going to do this, we would rather hear about the aftermath of said thing versus I'm going to. What Vic is saying, tell me about the experience you had. Tell me that you went 3 times this week and what that was like, what your body is feeling like, the changes you're going through, because we'd rather hear about the results than the promises.
I even want to hear that you failed. If you don't go, tell me you don't go. That's fine. I'm not like any of us. None of us are gonna say, "Oh, what a weak piece of shit!" Like, I can't believe you
I
gave
might
up on
say
yourself.
that.
I mean, whatever. That's tough love. Like,
get your ass in there, God damn it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, just start. Just say,
fucking
okay,
get in there.
tomorrow I'm starting. That's it. Like, I'm not giving myself an option.
Or
I
get
mean,
you a 24-hour gym. Just go in there right now. Listen to us while you're pumping iron.
Hollaback
absolutely.
Girl says we have homework. Yes, we always have homework. Men Supporting Men gives you homework to better yourselves. We do the homework too.
That's right.
100%, man.
We're not the professors in this. We're doing the homework too.
It's like that movie. You ever seen that movie? What's the movie with? It's like an old '90s movie where they come up with their own school and it's all like bullshit
the
shit.
dude from the Apple commercials. What the fuck
Yeah,
is his name?
yeah. That
Justin Long or something like that.
They come up with their own school. Go on.
so they come up with their own school and it's like all bullshit classes, like underwater basket weaving, which I now know is an actual class, or like
Yeah.
bartending or whatever. You know, like
You're
do
so
your own. Do your own bullshit school, like bullshit shit, and just start it. And like, if that's what you want to do, if you want to be a writer, if you want to go to the gym and get a different body size, if you want to be a sommelier, start. Just take whatever and like face those hardships. Come back here, tell us, hey, I had a hard time this week, this and that. Like, I'll tell you right now, I used to make excuses. I spend 45 minutes to an hour and 15 on average. I go into the gym, I do what I need to do, I make a plan, I make a set list, and then I get the fuck out of there. Like, and it doesn't, you don't have to be there for 2 hours. If you want to go for Mr. Olympia, Miss Olympia, whatever it is, we'll do, then, you're going to be probably spending more time, but just start out. It's the small victories. I want to hear the victories. I want to hear your setbacks. I want to hear what you're going to do to fix the setbacks. Like, just don't give up on yourself. And that's, I think, what a problem is, that we don't have anybody. Like, if I had kids, that's what I would tell them. Like, yeah, like if my kids ever like lost a fucking football game or a baseball, whatever they're playing, or any type of like challenge that they're facing, and they lost and they weren't first place, I'm gonna be like, all right, so you know what to do better next time. Like, I'm not gonna be like, it's okay, buddy, it's all right.
It's not okay.
Just
you
as
gotta come
long as
home
you
like
have,
on your shield or with it, or how does it go? With your shield or on it.
you either come back with your shield or on it. I mean, that's because
Right.
I mean, like, I don't know, the whole No Child Left Behind act really fucked us on that one. I'm not going down that, but I mean,
If I had
that's what I'm saying.
if I had kids, I'd be like, "You fuck, bro. You fucked." And then if they're like, "Oh, I'm upset," I'll be like,
"Thanks, Daddy." Like,
I'll be like, "I was fucked too. I was fucked many times in school.
I'm right there with you, kiddo.
I'm right with you. This is learning. We're learning."
That's right. I mean, that's really what it is. Like, just do like, and that ending scene in the movie where they're like in a courtroom and they're like trying to sue the fact that they made a false school, and some Ivy League school is like, you can't compete and blah blah blah, and try and take their rights away. And the guy, like, Justin Long is just this like nerdy kid who's trying to be quiet and just trying to make his parents proud. Turns around, looks at everybody, and says, "You know what? Screw you for saying what I can't." Like, it's a great clip. He's like, "Screw you for saying that I can't do." Like, he goes out of character and backlashes and says, all these people achieve dreams and things they thought they never could, and we're like, yeah, we're the black sheep of the family, but we achieved what we want and we're happy, so you should be proud of us. And everybody ends up standing up and doing the whole, like, but it's those feel good kind of things, whatever it takes to get motivated. Set yourself up, pack a gym bag, pack a notebook, pack whatever you want, and set yourself up for success. Like, take the time, go to bed early,
pack
get
them gains.
The moral of the story is that school is for suckers. Go to fake school. And go to the gym, get swole, and then defeat your enemies.
That's right.
I will say this though. Exactly, be a monster. I've always mentioned this because there's this fine line between, like, there's not even a fine line. It's black and white, motivation and discipline. Like, motivation, ask anybody that's achieved monumentous things in their life. It wasn't it was never the motivation. Motivation is like less than 1% of the success. It was always the fucking discipline, because motivation is here and there. Because some days you're gonna wake up motivated, gung-ho, I am gonna fucking do all these things today. The next day it might not be there. It's fleeting, it's fickle. Motivation, you can't count on motivation to get your results. What you can count on is if you establish discipline, because no matter what happens, you are there. Rainy day, you're at the gym. Snowy day, you're at the gym.
If you feel
creepy
like
dude looking at you, you're at the gym. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I've
you're
gone to the
there.
gym like before, obviously pre-COVID, because now they don't let you in if you got a fucking cold. But yeah, I mean, if you, I've come home exhausted, felt like shit, hungry. Obviously, if I was like way too hungry, didn't eat anything, I probably wasn't about to go to the gym and like kill myself. But I mean, I still went and like did cardio, really low intensity cardio. I just kept the consistency of going. And that's really all it is. It's 90% showing up and 10% of actually doing what you're doing.
Get your ass there. That's what my brother says. That's what my brother says all the time. Like, the largest part of the battle is getting your ass to the just get there. Whether you go through the motions, you're half-assing it. At the very least, you're not in your bed, not there, because that's worse off.
Yo, I once asked a writer back when I used to be a supervisor at like a coffee house down in Virginia. I asked this guy who's a writer, a published writer. I was like, "How'd you do it?" And he said, "You know, to be honest, I'm not." He said he was like very honest. He was like, "I'm not the smartest or the greatest writer. I'm not the most brilliant, but you know what it is? I finish everything I do."
Oh shit. Yeah.
And then he said, you know what? There are probably, he's like, there are 5 million better writers than me, but you know what? Their transcripts are in their desk. However, I finish. And he says, being a finisher will get you so much further in life than you believe it.
That's
Even
right.
if you're mediocre in context.
I mean, think about your job, right? So like your job pays you to be there. And think about like so like let's say you work an 8-hour shift. How many of those hours are you actually doing the work?
Right.
Some of you may be doing it all the whole time. That's great. Most people, if they're on an 8-hour shift, they'll do anywhere from 5 to 8 or 5 to 6 hours.
Right.
So you're being paid to do, you're probably putting in like enough to get you by, but you're just being paid to show up. Why don't you just do it for yourself? That's that's a simple question. You start asking yourself like,
Well said.
you're like, what? Just do it for yourself. Do it for yourself.
So Bex is not going to leave you with the kids. However, it says everything we've been saying is wonderful advice.
I will
We
say
talk
though,
ab-
Vic, that part of me says, you know, do it for yourself, because that you should be your number one fucking prize. However,
Absolutely.
I also want to do it to fucking flex. Like, oh my
I
god,
mean,
I
yeah,
love being able to like,
dude,
fuck you, bro. Look at this
nothing,
shit.
nothing is. I'll tell you right now, though. Like,
I'm petty like that though.
no, I agree with you. Like, I mean, I'm agree with you. Like, let's be honest. Like, you go to the gym and you start out, and let's say that you're overweight, right? And people are looking at you, and you're like, oh, "Fucker, man!" Like, and you know exactly what they're talking about. Fatties on the treadmill or whatever.
Yep.
And then you shred and lose that weight. You get toned. You get in shape. You've got this discipline now, and it's happened to me, man. I had somebody come up and they're like, "Bro, are you natural?" And I thought I would never hear
You
those
natty,
fucking
bro?
words.
Natural.
You
What the
natty?
hell does that mean?
Like,
They
are
thought I
you
was.
on Trenton's shit?
Was I taking some
Oh,
of that D ball and like no, I was like no man, I'm natural. Like I've just been keeping at it. Like
My
it's
brother, the
not
only
about.
takes is fucking like whey protein and BCAA, and he's stronger than
I
like
gotta get
80% of the motherfuckers in the gym. He'll
I gotta
outlift
get
anybody.
I gotta get back at BCAAs because that my recovery sucks. But
yeah. Another funny thing that I never thought I'd encounter as a manager of gym is that regulars who are nice guys, cool dudes, or whatever, I caught more than one of them shooting up
In the gym?
Yeah, in the gym.
Jesus.
And like for instance, like I'm not gonna
you
say
gotta
the
have
name, but however, like I see people inside the yoga room, which is closed at the time, and I come in, and sure enough, he's got his friend shooting something in his ass, and I'm like, "Yo, what is going on?" And they're like, "Oh, sorry," and they act like it's nothing. They're like, "Oh, sorry, bro."
yeah. It's
Wow.
And I was like, "Can you do that in your car or something? Come on, bro."
all I gotta say is you gotta have respect in God's house.
Right?
You know, like
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the Iron Cathedral. Like
yeah.
Actually, I want to know is like
Well,
is the closer you shoot it to when you lift weights, is that a factor? Is that
I
important?
don't. To be honest, I don't know.
I don't know if I
I've
can know how
never.
that works, because I lift natty, my dude.
Yes, natty
I mean,
ice right here.
No, I don't have natty ice. No.
I'll tell you where the concept comes from, right? Like you got people who like they start working out and they start seeing results. And then everybody hits that moment of plateau and
Low
they're like
back.
they're like, what the fuck? You know, like, why am I not making progress anymore? Well, it's because you had newbie gains and now you're actually in the like
Now you're,
determination
yeah.
phase.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're like, well, I don't want that. I want to keep going. And so it's addicting. And I considered SARMs at one point. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. I considered it.
Yeah, everybody wants, yeah.
You want, like, you're close. You're like, oh, I'm so close to that deep satisfaction. I want to make it. And
They don't want
you
to do the
just,
hard thing. They don't want to eat. They don't want to eat 5,000 calories.
right.
You know
And
what I'm
so
saying?
that's
That's
what
how you
I
get
ended up.
mass.
That's how I ended up talking myself out of it. I said, that is not sustainable, but doing the discipline is. And I went back to, I chose discipline over the easy way out. And
Yep.
it's worked wonders for me. Like, don't cheat yourself. I like quoting this. It's a good one. Never talk bad about the warrior inside because he's always listening.
Oh yes, I love
Holy shit.
that. I love that one.
So like,
I've never heard that. That's fucking deep, bro. Goddamn.
I think it's out of Art of War.
Right.
It's true, man. Like, it's the same thing. Like, you are what you eat. Well, you are what you tell yourself. If you tell yourself you can't, you're probably not going to ever do it.
Right.
But
He's
if you tell
always
yourself, if you start
listening.
telling yourself,
Fat, you're
Dang,
ugly, no
bro.
one likes you. You're gonna believe it. It's gonna really affect you.
it's the same thing, kind of like Beck was saying with the TikToks, dude. Like, I at one point did delete the app because I was like, I'm just tired of seeing the social media because everybody likes to.
So
I mean, they're gonna make money off that fucking negative bullshit. I don't got time for that. I did get back on. Obviously, I'm there for the fucking funny workout videos and
Right.
the OnlyFans
I also
subscription.
get education out of there too. So outside of the shit that that triggers me, I do find myself like having a good time on there. So
Are you sure it's education or just lies and madness?
What?
So I don't think what I believe this whole thing we call life is a simulation, so it's all a lie. However, that said,
I feel that.
like at some point somebody out there who is recording on their phone, if obviously if it's not doctored footage, somewhere in there is a fucking truth, and I'm down for that. So
Right. Holla Beck girl says, is that the equivalent of doing coke in the bathroom? Speaking of
guess,
people
yeah.
who shoot up in the gym.
and then in the
By the
gym,
way,
yeah.
I've had encounters with people in the locker rooms and in
and
the
also
shower.
doing coke.
I wish it was coke.
It's a great
It's
stimulant.
really awkward when you see people shoot.
Vic's like
When
cocaine
someone-
a hell of a
someone
drug.
else
So I heard.
injecting something in their ass, it's very
Hit
awkward.
PRs.
I no longer freebase cocaine. No.
Well, I'm happy for you, brother.
No, yeah, but no, I mean that's really what it is. Have you guys seen the it's the movie with Matthew McConaughey, and it's like recently out on Netflix, or not recently, but it's been out for a while.
No.
What was it? It's got Charlie Hunnam and Matthew McConaughey in it.
Charlie Hunnam.
I don't know.
Oh, God damn, I can't think of the name of the movie. I have to look it up. Anyway, there's a line in it that I'll send it to you and you just pull it up. We'll share it and then we'll kind of close it out with this because it's probably 2 hours and 15 minutes.
I love how Hollaback girl says, I wish it was coke. Mantis.
Rip. Okay, streams out, and it's from The Gentleman.
Oh, right, that movie, The Gentleman. That's right. You sending it to me?
Yeah. Hang on.
Yeah.
I've got to find a shorter clip. This is like way too long. It's called The Law of the Jungle.
Oh, the law of the jungle. As true and old as the sky.
What the fuck?
What
are you saying?
Wait, you know the law of the jungle, right?
No. Oh, eat or be eaten?
Well, no, there's a long poem.
Oh.
This is the law of the jungle, as true and old as the sky.
No, I didn't know
The
that.
wolf that listens to it shall prosper, while the wolf that does not shall die.
All right, it's in group chat. Let me find the.
Wait, you never heard this, bro?
No, I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah. You know, there's a poem called the Law of the Jungle, which everyone gets the phrase "the Law of the Jungle," and it's like a poem or whatever. But
the Law of the Jungle.
Play the second clip.
Okay.
Also, what the fuck are you drinking, Mantis? You sound pretty sloshed. I'm like 4/5 of my bottle of wine. I don't have a little bit left, so I'm feeling pretty loose.
I'm just
Not a
drinking
discussion
fast,
about
brother.
something
Sorry.
like this all it's not on the table.
What?
Are you hearing this?
This
Go ahead.
is a big number.
Put it up on screen so they can watch it. If you can. Sorry, I know I'm asking a lot.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Mantis is about to topple over, bro.
I know, right?
Well, it's like, what am I clicking on?
I'm good.
So right at about a minute and 30 or minute 38 is a good spot to start.
For sale. And even if I was, you're several zeros short. Now, you may be able to buy your man sausage for that, but to me, it just looks rude at breakfast.
The fuck is this man saying?
Yeah, it's hard to hear because he's like Matthew McConaughey whispers a lot.
Yay, that motherfucker does. Who is this Asian looking dude? Why does he look like me?
Dude, stop.
Do you think he looks like you?
No, not at all.
No.
I was just saying all Asians look alike.
And you said a minute, what, 30 seconds?
Yeah, about a minute and 30 is what you're looking for.
Okay.
Oh my god, stop exposing our fucking group chat, man. Just the fuck.
What? Oh.
Stop exposing our group chat. you
Bruh.
motherfucker. I swear to God.
Okay.
What the? You drunk ass mother.
Make sure when you clip this for Twitch, it's the first half.
Right.
Just clip the intro.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Fucking dead, bro.
Technical difficulties, folks. This is what happens when the episode drags on for a little bit too long.
And this? Oh, this is a big gun.
Oh shit.
Eyes not so dry now, are they? Hurts, does it? Looking for your balls or a hole in the wall? Where do you think you're going?
It's a good movie, by
You're
the way.
not going out the way you came
It
in,
is.
you deluded duck-eating. Talking to me about the laws of the jungle. What was it? Something about being beneath me, silver on back? There's only one rule in this f***ing jungle.
Right
The
here.
lion's hungry, he eats.
Oh shit.
Wow.
So that's gonna be the closing thing for you guys. For anybody that's listening in or listening later,
We don't actually promote homicide. Just for the
The
record.
movie's about drug dealers and stuff. But anyway,
You
No.
shouldn't deal drugs. You shouldn't commit homicide. But
But,
when a lion wants to eat or hungry,
lions-
he eats.
that's right. So remember that, like, for anybody that if you're hungry for, different body physique, if you're hungry for success in life, it's time to eat.
Just
Time to
fucking
step
do it.
up, burn the boats, and get in there and do it. So, but I will say this: thanks everybody. Beck, thank you so much for joining us back in. Shaolin for coming in as well. I know he's probably gone now, but appreciate you guys sticking
For real,
around.
thanks everybody. This was a good. This is a good one.
This has been amazing.
When we get, we're gonna do probably every other week from here on out. So next weekend we'll be off air, but we'll be doing it at least twice a month. Appreciate everybody sticking around. We appreciate those of you listening in later. And remember, burn the boats and have a good night.
Burn the boats and remember to follow us here on Men Support Men.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you later.
Ciao for now. Peace.